Two ships circle and align their passing torch. Tether ropes along the sides shine their lights onto the future they behold. Into the sky we must go, a new home we will build our atrial. Staring at the mess we've made, what was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Sweet mate, what was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Nothing could be the same. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. fire on the ocean, the floating of a poison in the hay. A dream of a cityscape from fear and hope our Adriel was made. There's no time to lay in wait, we'll stay awake for the dawning of an age, living in the end of days. Thus the dark will be afraid. Meeting in the dead of night, two ships circle and align their passing toward. Tether ropes along the sides shine their lights onto the future they behold. Into the sky we must go, our new home. We will build our Adriel, staring at the mess we've made. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Sweet made, what was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Nothing could be the same. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, thus the dark will be afraid. fire on the ocean, the floating of a poison in the hay. A dream of a cityscape from fear and hope our Adrio was made. There's no time to lay in wait, we'll stay awake for the dawning of an age, living in the end of days. Thus the dark will be afraid. Meeting in the dead of night, two ships circle and align their passing toward. Tether ropes along the sides, shine their lights onto the future they behold. To the sky we must go, a new home we will build our Adrio, staring at the mess we've made. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Sweet mate, what was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Nothing could be the same. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, thus the dark will be afraid. fire on the ocean, the floating of a poison in the hay. A dream of a cityscape from fear and hope our Adriel was made. There's no time to lay and wait, we'll stay awake for the dawning of an age, living in the end of days. Thus the dark will be afraid. Meeting in the dead of night, two ships circle and align their passing toward. Tether ropes along the sides shine their lights onto the future they behold. Into the sky we must go, a new home we will build our Adriel, staring at the mess we've made. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Sweet mate, what was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Nothing could be the same. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, thus the dark will be afraid.
Go, John.
Hey, good evening, everybody. We got getting a little bit of a late start tonight, so thanks to everyone who hung out and waited for us to begin. This is day 27 of Emberwind, a new day as our intrepid Ember crew hopefully relaxes after their epic battle last time on the Hacksaw and getting the Hacksaw Bridge destroyed. They didn't destroy it themselves. It got destroyed through actions that were only partially theirs. And so now it's the city of Adril is their oyster, so to speak, or maybe not. We will find out. But first of all, let's get to the crew and see how they're enjoying their well-earned respite after defeating the grinder and hopefully putting a dent in the power of the chasers and their control or their seeming control over the city. Let's just go right to the man with the gravity well plan. That's Brahms Marathian. How are you, sir? How are things in lovely Canada?
It's going well. It's cooled down a bit today, which is nice. After a massive, terrible amount of heat, which was not great. But did some gardening, did some relaxing. That was fun.
Cool.
Yeah, and then looking forward to tonight's session. And Everest is going to be having a much needed nap on the deck of the ship once it actually gets there. Because he doesn't care at this point. He's so tired after putting in so much effort of dropping the main boss in front of Mama's mace to land the killing blow that he's just, I'm done. I need a nap. It's adult nap time, kids, and
Well, let's see. Consider you guys are running around for most of like the last couple days. It's probably adult nap time for everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
Pretty much.
not the worst. So
Exactly.
he's going to be getting some much needed rest, and I don't want to say relaxation because I think that's counting the chickens before they've been hatched. So I think he's going to be on guard now, considering what's been let out of the bag with the council and the nobles, and letting them know specifics regarding what our suspicions were. So I think that's going to be something he's going to be thinking on quite heavily for the next coming sessions. So for those of you that don't know, I will be playing Ever Sargentium, the party's implacable ardent, and he will be, setting fire here, there, everywhere, on all the things, making all the burning, Trogdor, all that thing.
Of course. All right. Well, good to have you here, sir. Looking all nice and shorn too, because you were getting pretty shaggy last time.
I was. Girlfriend misses it though, which is funny to hear that.
That is funny. All right. Well, glad to have you here. Always a pleasure. Moving on to Jennifer Brozek. Jennifer's got a busy week sort of coming up with her next book coming out on Friday. If she wants to share a little bit of information on that, which is available for pre-order. And looking like a schmuck, I should have had that link.
Here,
ready.
I've got the link.
Hey, all right, good.
Let's see. So, and for those of you who were last time, yes, I actually also had a book coming out last week. So I, in fact, had two books come out. The first one being, actually, let's see. The one that's coming out this Friday is called Battletech Ghost Hour. It is book 2 in the Crimson Knight. Crimson Knight, the Rogue Academy trilogy. And then Shadowrun: A Kiss to Die For is actually out, and you can buy it right now, right here. And it is a Shadowrun novella. So it is an origin story between two characters, Sartorial and Kinsuke, and a Romeo and Juliet type of story between corp kids whose parents hate each other and corps hate each other, and it's a mess all over the place. So and I am playing, who am I playing? I am playing Lady Savoy Veneer. She is in Atlanta, which is kind of like a combat bard, and she is kind of in charge of this very motley crew, at least until we get to the skies, and then it's Malmus' responsibility. And I'm actually still utterly stunned that we survived the last session. So, yay! So,
Indeed.
Hit books, come watch, and if you're not caught up, go back and watch what we did. It was amazing amount of teamwork.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. Yes, exactly. It was quite the epic battle, and it all ended well. So there you go. Except for the bridge. The bridge did not come out of it so well. But that's neither here nor there. All right, thank you, Jen. And yes, everyone should go pick up Ghost Hour because it's awesome, and pick up Iron Dawn too if you haven't seen that either. It's part of a trilogy, and they're really fantastic YA works for BattleTech. So, and I'll step off my editorial, my executive editor soapbox there. Anyways, it's wonderful to have you here, and look forward to seeing if Savoy's going to get some peace and quiet too now after everything's been going.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. We'll see. We'll find out. Moving on to my redoubtable IT person who makes sure that the stream always runs smoothly, which I greatly appreciate. Hi, Sai.
Sorry,
how are you?
I'm sorting something out that
things?
John just sent me. So, but yeah, hello everybody. Yeah, I am Sod underscore on Twitch.
Multitasking as usual.
Yeah,
yes.
multitasking as all you production people do. Yeah, the last session was pretty epic. Long battle that we barely survived, and I think the insurance people on who's going to repair the bridge will clearly not point at us, and
We didn't set it on fire.
yeah, we didn't do any of it. So I don't
We
know.
didn't start the fire.
Yep, we have witnesses to to it that aren't us. I think we can claim.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
And some guards actually did survive. That's
Yeah.
true. So they will say it was not your.
So we won't be on the we won't be footing the bill for the new bridge if they are going to even put a new bridge there.
Good question.
And yeah, I'm playing Laureate, who is a druid, and druids are a little bit different in this. You can play them as kind of your standard healing support person, but you don't have to. That's the great thing about them. This game, this system, you don't actually have to. And there is some pretty powerful druid builds out there.
Yep. All right. I'll let you get back to doing what you're doing, depending, of course, on what the team decides tonight. But great to have you here, sir. Because without Sad, I couldn't play. We couldn't play. So there we go. That's why it's good to have him on board. Last but certainly not least, the mace. I mean the hero. I mean the captain. I mean the smuggler of the hour.
What?
Marie Bilodeau. And how are you, Marie? Our other part of the Canadian contingent.
I'm great. We had this mission now where we're gonna empty out the back patio. We have these stones there, and we're gonna empty it out so that we can have friends over for social distancing visits, maybe even social distance playing. But we had this thing, not this sod, but we had another sod monster that I created like 2 years ago when Carrie asked me to remove the top layer of sod from half of our garden area, and I made this nice sod monster. I put eyes on it and everything. I don't think she appreciated it. So last weekend we finally removed it and got rid of it, and it had ant colonies all inside of
Oh.
it.
Oh
So
wow!
I am on my knees trying to pull out like the mint, which we're trying to like eradicate. It's like Carrie's mission right now. We're trying to eradicate so that we can get the earth. And like ants start crawling all over me like some kind of nightmare fest.
Are these the biting ants, or are these just
Wow.
the friendly ants?
Well, they were little and I didn't think they'd bite, but they bite. They bit. There was some biting us. And like I get obsessive, it's like, no, I will not be defeated. So yeah, we moved all of the ants. We made a little trail for them to follow we moved their eggs, and yeah. But anyway, so I somehow I'm haunted now is what I'm telling you. It's not just fish people now, it's also ants. Don't test me, John.
Note to self: figure out how to have Derek make an ant-fish hybrid beast. Something.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Yeah, use John. Just use the enemy generator on the Emberwind site. There you go.
There. Yep. So,
Make your own.
Marie, you're probably gonna regret
hybrid.
telling me that. Yeah, exactly. I have to go test that out. Yeah. Ant-fish
Tiny ants
hybrid.
everywhere, and they won't die. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's how it's going here. It's going well. Thank you.
All right. And whom are you playing tonight?
I am playing Malma, Calix, who is captain of the Cupcake, who should be swinging by near the remains of the bridge anytime now. I was very excited last battle because I've been looking forward to my accuracy increasing with each round as it does
Oh
now
my
to
God,
be
yeah.
20, so I can't miss. And then just to keep whacking things with my mace, and thanks to Brahms bringing Grinder, the big bad, beside me, I got to whack thanks to Laureate's boosts and Savoy's boosts. It was the best teamwork ever. Malma's feeling good. Like she's ready for dessert, some drink, some singing, maybe even. It's gonna be great.
Okay, just a note. I believe still, if you roll a natural 1, I still believe that is a miss, regardless of whether your score is
Do
technically
you mean a natural
20
20?
or a natural 20. Sorry, you're
Okay.
right. Other way around.
I was like,
1 is good, 20 is bad. Yes, if you roll a natural 20, I believe you can still. I believe that is still a miss. I should probably double check that.
yeah,
but
you
I'm pretty sure
probably
it's-
should.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Because I enjoyed that and I wanted to come again.
Also, the fact that she crit so many times, it was ridiculous.
Oh my god, it was crazy. It was
Sorry.
crazy. Yeah.
4d20 plus 5 of damage is my joy area. I never
Well,
did this.
And Mr. Oh yeah, we'll give her 2 primal furies, so she's attacking 4 times around if she gets like next to somebody. Like, oh my god, yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, it was good tactics. It was, and then right down to the very last part of the last turn was really very cool. It was very cool, very enjoyable. So, quick, and my cats are fighting each other at the door. I'm just gonna let that go, because someone seems like not. They're playing "You Shall Not Pass" apparently, so I'm not sure how it's gonna play out. Anyways, it has been a very eventful. Let's see, about 2 days for the Ember crew, running around trying to get this in order to get the part of Laureate's foster family back after they were kidnapped by the Chasers, and leading up to a dramatic, 1 a.m., not midnight, 1 a.m. Meeting on the Hacksaw Bridge, the bridge where it all started with them. And the Chasers were back in force. Grinder actually made an appearance there, and it was a very pitched battle, but at the end, they vanquished Grinder and defeated the Chasers, got the kids back, and we're actually going to kind of start more or less in the aftermath of that, with a little help from some mercs and a little help from the Order. But there's still, there's going to be plenty to do. Not at this minute, but there'll be plenty to.
Does that mean Mama gets 1,000 gold because there was a bounty on Grinder's head?
Hold on.
I think I still have one of his eyeballs in the spike of my mace. Can we claim it with that?
Are we missing? There we go.
Sorry, the cams just decided to just cut out, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I glanced over, like, we're all.
Took me a second to figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay. Let's see. Was that just done? Was there a reward? Because I honestly don't.
There was a reward.
You said there was a
It was
1,000 gold
said
reward.
in the council chamber,
Yeah.
and Rhea told us.
Okay.
We've had a 1,000 gold bounty on him for a year now, and
Mhm.
then
Well, then guess what? I mean, since you have the witnesses of the guards who kind of saw this go down, I think it would seem that you're in a pretty impeccable position to claim that. So, yep,
I guess
wanna
I'm
go
going
to
to
your
have to remind you of that, Mama.
indeed. So yeah, pretty much you're literally standing at the edge of the now chasm. And by the way, yeah, the ship swooped in and stopped just as the bridge collapsed into the what's it called? The not the amber, the azure. And Mama, you could feel your first mate stare at you, even though you can't see her on the bridge, but she knows you had something to do with that, with destroying the Hacksaw Bridge. So, and I think we had a couple remaining Order guards. The mercs that survived on the other side have kind of melted back into Gelspar, and the kids are there, kind of, mostly traumatized.
Yeah, I pretty much go straight over
and everything like this.
Yeah, I pretty much cut any bindings that each of them have, and I give them like a really big hug, especially Presley. I pretty much start crying just about.
Okay, all right, that works.
Laureate, I don't mean to interrupt this beautiful moment, but should we get them on the cupcake now and just keep cleaning up this mess? Give them 2 or 3 weeks of peace, because time is now. Get them there now. We can deal with the rest of this.
And so, yes, sorry.
Right.
So Valerie hugs
jumping.
you, but I'm not sure if you noticed that Presley really doesn't. His arms remain by his side.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Okay. So yeah, the cupcake is here. No. Yeah, the cupcake is here. So I'm not sure what you guys want to do from this
We
point
can do
on.
my original thing where it comes up above and then they drop a ladder down and the 2 kids climb up.
We've got the netting. We can jump. Can we see the netting and all that on the ship?
You can, but the ladder's probably the better way to go.
Okay.
You've got plenty of room for them to move over above where you are and drop a rope ladder to get onto. Yeah, jumping would not be. Yeah, the ladder's better. Trust me.
I'll
You want to go with a ladder.
Hey, Alicia! Thanks for coming. This has been fun. Can you go up a bit and drop a ladder for the kids? This will work better.
Sure.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're great.
I know. All right, and yes, she smoothly maneuvers the cupcake. Her skill is pretty much actually sometimes in your private moments, Mom, you wonder if your first mate isn't better at piloting the cupcake than you are, due to her ability to focus. But you brush that away with the victory and don't worry about it. And she settles in, drops the ladder, and so you're telling the kids to go up on the ship.
Yeah, that's trust me. Just can you both come up with us? And I'll point up to the ladder. Say the family's up there.
Oh, and Valerie's like, yeah, she wants to see her mom and dad. It's or the other ones.
Grandparents, grandparents,
or grandparents. Yeah, exactly. So, yep. And Presley just kind of looks at you with really no expression on his face, and looks away and waits for Valerie to start climbing, and then slowly he starts going up the ladder himself. Anyone else doing anything on the landing right now?
Just keeping an eye out and looking to see, I don't know, looking for oddness other than the fact that, there's no bridge now. That's not our fault. That was totally Grinder.
Right. Actually, they would know. So it's one of the surviving guards from this side of the fight, who looks like he's been through hell and back because they basically had to take on the other door crasher by themselves, and even 5-to-1 odds was not pretty. Comes up and says, "Excuse me, lady, where are you and your group going? Do need to get a report on this."
The kids are going elsewhere. We are going back to the Veneer household.
Okay, good. So we can call upon you there.
Yes, and the reward for Grinder can also be sent there as well.
Yes, believe me, since we pretty much saw the entire thing go down, he kind of looks over at there's no sign of the flaming bridge anymore, but yeah, we will be happy to confirm your claim to the reward for destroying Grinder. Very much so. You shouldn't have anything to worry about. I think Bannock will be very happy to hear he is no longer a thorn in Adriel's side. So you've done the city a great service, all of you.
Well,
we thank you.
The chasers are certainly going to think about what happened.
That is most likely correct, but you struck him a serious blow. I'm sure it's not a mortal one, but a serious one, and they'll need some time to regroup, I would imagine. But we'll see. It might be time to up. I'll suggest to Bannock we up some sweeps into Gelspar proper, see if we can't maybe flush them out a little bit more in their current state of disarray. Because with Grinder gone, I think they're going to be a little bit more higgledy-piggledy, shall we say, as they sort out who's going to lead.
More like circumspect. Somebody is going to.
Oh, the vacuum will be filled. It always is. But until then, there is opportunity, and the order will certainly be taking advantage of it whenever we can. But I imagine Bannock, or possibly, I imagine the Vice Admiral will probably want to see you after all this. He may have questions, so we will note our report. But of course, we had our own duties to carry out here, so he may want to question you about the actual events of this evening. So just
the Veneer estate. We will be going there.
Excellent. Okay. Do you wish an escort back?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Didn't you have your men waiting or not? I can't remember.
Oh, we did have our men waiting. We had.
You had them parked, a couple blocks down, basically.
We actually had a carriage too.
Yes.
So
yes.
It was like, if we're not back by a certain time, then leave.
Right.
before the cupcake leaves, I'm gonna
Yes.
lead into Savoy too, like right after this, and say like, just I'm gonna assume it's a yes, but with Grinder gone, do you still want me to stay, or should I just go with my ship?
I would like you need to stay for a little bit.
I'll take
Plus
your
we
word
have,
for it.
well, we have a job to do still.
We do, and that should be a fun one. I appreciate your hospitality. I'll go, and Alicia will enjoy. She likes taking the cupcake on some great
I
journeys. She's
suspect you'd
got some
also
good
like to
stories.
receive your portion of the reward.
Oh yeah, the
So-
money. Yes, good point.
Pay your ship, everybody, so that you can pay for your crew and stuff like that.
Yes, and my docking fees when they come up. Yes,
Yes. Yes.
very important.
Okay. Find out who the guard that person is.
Fellas, F. That was the guard you were talking to.
I think we. I can't hear. Can't hear Jen.
Yeah, I can't hear Jen either.
Jen, if you can hear
Sure.
us, your audio cut out.
I can hear you.
Ah, there we go. Now we can.
I can hear. Yeah.
Okay.
Now
My internet is really, really bad right now. Like I'm bouncing it down to the chat room.
No.
So the last thing we heard was about the reward, and I think you cut out.
Oh.
Yeah, my mic turned off. So
Okay. So after something about the reward, then we go back to get the carriage to go back to the estate, and then Mama asked if she still needed, and I said yes. And that was the last thing, other than me saying, "Hey guys, I'm bouncing again. Sorry."
yes. By the way, thanks, Lone Wolf. Thanks for including me last. I appreciate that. It's nothing like being, not like the GM being greeted in due time. Anyways, is anyone else doing anything here before heading back to the estate?
I'll just-
Not for me.
Okay, we're all good.
once the kids are up, I'll just
Yeah.
safe travels on the Azure. See you soon.
Yep. Okay. Oh, okie dokie. Anyone? So yes, the carriage arrives because they were waiting for Savoy's signal, so that's fine. And head back. Anything to discuss on the way, or should you just say time passes till you get back to the estate?
I'm kind of easy with time passes.
Well, if that's the case, if time passes, Everest is going to take a brief catnap in the carriage.
Somebody wake up Hicks. Yep, exactly. But this is afterwards, so yeah, if you just like dunk and is out, because it's still like a 20-minute carriage ride back up to your place. It's not immediate. Adril's not small.
I mean, sorry, John. I was gonna just quickly interject. If we're modeling Everest after me, I've fallen asleep sitting up, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. So, Everest is out, and then I don't know if anyone else has any topics of conversation they wish to discuss, or you can all be lost in your own thoughts, etc., etc.
Yeah, Laureate's stuck in her head at the moment. Well, she's still tearing up a little bit from getting them back.
Indeed.
I'm happy. I just was such a great time. It was just, I'll just be grinning.
Okay. If no one else has anything to, then the estate is reached. The gate is opened. The carriage goes in. The gate is closed. You are now secure behind the walls of the Savoy household. So it's up to where someone wakes up Everest, and what are people doing now?
I'm gonna send somebody to Shannon's room and be like, "We survived. Change of plans. We're back."
We're back.
And the vice Admiral will probably be calling on us tomorrow.
All right. She, where are you going, to your room?
Yeah, that's where I was planning to.
Okay. Yeah. So you barely have time to, like, drop your weapons and such when it's a knock on the door. And practically before you can say enter, your sister kind of sweeps in and kind of takes you by the shoulders and looks you up and down like,
I'm fine.
you don't, I mean, yes, but it looked like it was a rough evening.
It was, yeah. Yes, it was rough.
But successful?
It was. The kids are safe. Grinder is dead. He burnt down the Hacksaw Bridge.
Whoops.
Yeah. Well, it was successful.
Good. And the rest of this group, are everyone okay?
Yes, they are all okay.
Right. Good. I am sure you would like to get some rest. I'm
Yes,
also sure we will talk in the morning. I
Yes,
did get
thank
your
you.
note. We will arrange for the audience with the Vice Admiral. Typically, they have you come into the Order headquarters. I doubt it'll be here.
Okay.
But either way, we'll make sure it happens. Good. I'm glad you survived.
Me too. Thank you. The alternative would have been
Too terrible to contemplate. Get some rest, sister. We'll talk more about this later this tomorrow.
yes.
Already is tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, okay. She leads you to your rest and relaxation. What are other people doing?
I was going to mention that Everest went down, I think, twice in that fight. So I imagine he's pretty not looking great.
Yeah, I mean, you're like ambulatory, but that's really about it. That's true.
So, I mean, essentially what he'd be doing is, I think he would go in for a hot bath for one, probably to wipe off, get all the blood and dirt and whatever off him, and then immediately pass out after some level of cleanliness.
Oh God, I totally forgot. I'm down to 8 hit points. Okay, maybe I'm not as.
Well, you guys would be. You're technically. By tomorrow morning, you'll be back up.
Okay.
So yes, that is why your sister reacted the way she did, because yeah.
Like, wait.
I mean, your clothes are battered and torn and rent and bloody as hell, all of you. Yeah.
So Everest would be just taking care of all of that and probably asking a house of voice servant to either mend or find other garments that would be similar to what he was wearing.
Yeah, they kind of look at your clothes and say, we'll take care of this.
They've probably got several in progress right now.
Yeah, I mean,
in general.
I mean, now that I think on it, I'm like, they must have like a good production line going, because how many times do we just keep coming back with like ripped up clothes and like they're just like, I can't.
It's like every other time, yeah. So 50%, they're like, just like they know, keep the kitchen open whenever Mama comes back in late. Certain things just happen. So yeah.
Yeah, she worked off that trifle.
It's
gone now.
Yes, she did. Indeed. Yes. So, all right. That's Everest. That's Savoy. Laureate. Mama, what are you two doing?
I think Laureate would go back to the dining room and have another tea set up, but she won't drink it. And she'll just be sitting there thinking again, because it's been a really hard. She's been so. It's so
you're
much.
kind of worn out every which way, but
Yeah.
loose. Yep, exactly. Okay, you're gonna kind of stare into the fire, or
I don't
off
like
into
fully
space or
unequip
something.
myself like last time.
Right.
I'd probably just be like spinning around and fiddling with the hearth crystal that I've got, the little shard that I got from the Silver Glades.
Okay.
That shimmers away.
Okie doke. All right. I'll leave you there until a little bit later, and then finally that leaves Mama.
We all know where I'm going.
I'm assuming also the dining hall.
Kitchen.
Dining hall, yeah. I'm gonna respect the cook space because they've taken care of me, so I'll go to the dining hall and just sit. I'll leave Laureate to her silence because she's kind of moody that one. So I'll let her think her things out.
All right.
Don't want to interfere. And then I will graciously accept whatever food they bring out because I am happy. I would like a drink and some food and just to relax a bit.
Oh well, they'll ask what you want. They can serve within reason. I mean, any cold food is fowl or beef or something like a roast of some kind. It can bring out. Let's tell you, just bring the assortment out. You can choose whatever you wish. Let's put it that way.
That's perfect. I think for once I'm okay for dessert. I feel like I already sugared up a lot today. So I just whatever you got, like meats and cheeses, that would be like hearty. Fill my stomach. I lie. Bring the dessert. Bring all the dessert.
Okay. Marie, we're getting a fair amount of static on your microphone. So I'm not
are
sure
you?
If it's too close.
Yeah, it may be a
or-
chord
yeah.
thing. I think maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Test-
Maybe
test
my
it.
cat.
Oh, test it now.
Is it okay?
There we go.
Yeah, it was,
That's-
when you were going
whatever
a
that
bit
did, that
loud,
fixed
it was like staticking out for some really
Okay.
weird reason.
It was
Let
like
me know
that
if I
thing that
static
happened
again.
on Thursday.
Okay, good to know. So
All right.
let me know if it stacks out again. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Yes, they bring the spread. So yes, whatever like biscuity, muffiny things and bread and some leftover salad, things like that. Just kind of whatever they had from the day, and yes, the dessert tray has been prepared. That one is much more complete because they expected you were coming back. So yes.
I am
Yeah.
happy. It's been a good day and
Good. Yep.
yeah, I'm
It's
happy.
been a great day.
It's
So
just, can't get much better.
exactly. All right. Okay, that is so. I think unless people have other things to do with the wee hours of the morning, I'm going to assume that eventually, and Laureate might fall asleep exactly where she is. I'm not sure.
Pretty much.
Mama will probably eat her fill and head back to bed, and the other two are already in their bedroom. So unless anyone has anything else to do tonight or this morning, I think we're going to let time pass.
If Laureate falls asleep at the table, I will grab a blanket from the staff and just gently place it on her so she doesn't get cold.
Okay.
I'll leave her there though. She's fine.
Yep. You're not going to try to move her, eh?
No. It's all good. She's got this.
So do we actually get a good night's sleep for once?
Yes, you do.
Yay!
So now everyone is back up to full HP. Yep, exactly. 'Cause I'm assuming you're all sleeping in, so
As much as I can, yeah. Until someone wakes me up or my body wakes me up.
Well, your sister is going to make sure you're not disturbed, given the disheveled state you arrived in last night. So, any messages will go to her. And anyone wishing to chat with all of you will have to wait. She will put her foot down as the matriarch of the household. So,
She can be very fierce. Y'all think I'm fierce?
Indeed.
I think Everest would actually be up kind of early because, I mean, he took the 20-minute cat nap and then he's also
Yeah, but again, like you said, you were fallen twice, so no, you're kind of sleeping in too. Your body, I mean, you're good. You're not that good. You're not superhuman. So yeah, I mean, if early you mean by like 10, 11, yes. Other people are probably like more like noon, 1, 2. So this is late morning, early afternoon when you all finally feel like rested enough to join the living again.
Yeah, it would be probably like I'd say 10:30. Let's go mid-range on that.
So you could be the first up. Yeah.
I think he'd be going over more spell work and things like that. Just playing with things like in his room, like just different manifestations of fire and other spell work that he's been tinkering with.
Noodling with, okay. And hopefully not burning the house down.
No. He's pretty... I mean, he's been talked to by Savoy enough times where he knows better now to... You don't mess with things in the Savoy household.
I was going to say, that's a nice pause before you said no. It's like, no.
No.
He likes not being the current black sheep.
Yeah.
I'm not the current inconvenient child, so it's kind of nice for a change.
That is true. That is true. Ooh, excuse me. All right. So yeah, you're the first one up, and you're just kind of noodling around with spell work and various attempts to fix things, this, that, and the other. Oh yeah, sleep is pleasant and dreamless for everybody, by the way. So it's quite refreshing. Let's see. Anyone else? We'll move to Laureate next, since you're sleeping in the chair. You might wake up early just because it's unfamiliar surroundings. I don't know if you want to go back to your room, or you're just going to kind of sit there and fall asleep again. Because you will, if you don't move, you're going to fall asleep again.
Yeah, she's really like she's trying to think of what to do next. So she's very kind of in such deep thought that she just probably would go back to sleep immediately. Like she'd sit there with her eyes open, just thinking, and then she'd probably pass out again.
All right. When you finally awaken, apparently they've moved you to your bedroom in the night, and you were so unconscious you didn't notice it. So you wake up actually in the bed in your room that's been assigned to your here, and because her sister had enough of that, and and had you carried out. Yeah, it's like, hospitality's one thing. I can't have the hall being indisposed that long. So yeah. So that's a little bit of a surprise when you wake up and you're not in the hall. You're in your bedroom. So, is there anything you wish to do this morning?
Not yet. I'll wait for everyone else to get up. Probably go down and get some food.
Mm-hmm. That's not a problem.
That'd be it.
Okay. Yeah, you get up, like around noon. Let's be honest. So, all right. And you now, do you take the time to clean yourself up this morning since you didn't do it last night?
Not yet.
Okay. All right.
Because she, if it was her place, she would probably do it, but because it's not, it's still kind of not her thing.
Set up a bath in your room. It's as the service is, it's really no trouble.
Yeah, no,
lady?
I think thank you, but I'll have to just not right now, thanks.
Okay. Kind of looks at your. It still smell like smoke from the fire and the rents from the weapons and everything. Like, okay. And just bows and heads out. All right, so you're heading down to back to the hall.
Yep, back to the dining room.
Yep, and Shannon is there and apparently just finishing up lunch. And she sees you, Laureate, and kind of waves you in. Like, well, come, you must be famished after what happened last night.
I should apologize to you.
Well, whatever for.
What the actions that I've done have put your family at harm, and there's no excuse for it.
Well, my sister has a way of finding trouble. In this case, I would say she's found you. But it is at once no lesser or no more than we have dealt with living in Adriel ever since our family settled here in the first place. It is true. It would be nice if people were a little more circumspect in their dealings with certain places like the Council of Nobles or the military order. The ramifications of such, shall we say, hasty actions are often not seen for some time after they are made. If there's anything you may have learned from this little venture, I would hope it is that. But there's nothing to apologize for as a guest in my house. Please sit, eat. You must be hungry. I insist. We can talk more over your meal.
Thank you.
In a way, she kind of regards you as the servant comes and you put in whatever order you'd like to have. And she says, in a way, I see it. At times I should be thanking you, for you are keeping Savoy out of worse trouble. So, even though the family has been kind of pulled along into these events, but as you saw with the nobles, the chasers are something that is trouble for everyone. So striking a blow against them, no matter how perhaps hasty it may have been planned, is still a good thing.
It's not that's the problem.
Oh?
Well, it was one problem. The fact is that I betrayed her directly to her face.
Oh.
In a matter of hours.
Oh.
I said I was going to do something, and in my, I guess my ego, I need to always be right. I just went against her, what we agreed upon.
Well, that is that could be a problem, certainly.
And it's
Yet
not
she
just
stuck with
her;
you.
it was the rest of the group as well.
I see. Have amends been made?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, that seems like an issue between you and them, obviously. But I think the fact that all three of your compatriots decided to still see this through with you means that, they weren't willing to cut and run despite your actions. I think that should count for something as to how they view you as, I would think, a friend. My sister does not perhaps offer her friendship as willingly given our station in the city, but once it is offered, it takes a lot to break it. I do know that. It is a habit of us Vanir sometimes. But the fact that she was willing to stand with you at the bridge and take care of what needed to be done speaks highly of her thoughts of you as well, despite your actions.
I think it might be a habit of my family line to try and always be right.
Even when it may put others at risk.
Exactly.
You carry a heavy load, Laureate. And you've carried it for many years. I mean, I'm aware of you. I think there's hardly anyone in the city except for newcomers who are not aware of you. I don't have any advice on how to deal with that, by the way. I just can see that it weighs upon you. And if you're not careful, it will end up breaking you.
That's where I'm at right now, deciding what to do.
Well, if you don't mind, one piece of advice. It's one that I've come to rely on in my dealings in the city with the nobles and other merchant houses and etc., etc. Trust me, it's much more boring than what you and my sister are getting onto. It is to place your trust in your friends and back them as they would back you, and know that you can rely on them, and treat them as you want to be treated yourself. I think that might be the very first step in repairing that breach.
Oh.
Just something to think about. It's that's really all I have. I'm gonna be heading out shortly. You of course have the run of the house. If you need, just kind of eyes flick down to your outfit. Perhaps a new suit of clothes might be in order if you're going to go out. I don't think both our citizens nor the order will look kindly on you perhaps walking around in that kind of what's left of those So you avail yourself of our wardrobe, please.
May want to get clothes of my own from my place, but we'll see. Need to think.
If you wish a carriage, that can be arranged.
Just wait for the rest of the party to wake up.
Of course. All right. But just think about what I said. And when the time is right, I'm sure you'll know what to do. So I'll leave you to your lunch. And she nods to you and gets up and corrects the papers she was been working on. It's kind of a working lunch for her, and collects those and heads out. All right, next is Malma. So after her nice snack, shall we say, and goes to sleep. And again, sleep is, for you especially, easy, even after your sugar high, sugar crash. But, it's amazing how pulping someone's head with sprinkles really, really helps you just rest easy for the night. I can't even do like the Hans Gruber scene from Die Hard, because he really had no head by the time you were done with him, so he couldn't even have that shocked look on his face. Anyways, yeah, you wake up, it's a new day, and everything's just birds twittering outside the window or what have you. It's just like kind of everything, all is right in your world. The ship is back, and you inadvertently forgot you had money coming, and what could be better? Yeah, exactly.
It's great. We saved everyone. All of my friends worked really hard together. The ship is off. Most of my crew came back. There's money coming in. There's new missions and adventures on the horizon. So to celebrate this, Mama will clean everything really well.
Alrighty. Okay.
If anyone is downwind from her, she knows she'll be easy to track. Removes all the grinder bits that exploded off of his head. Takes the time to clean her armor and her weapons.
Well, you left your base soaking the night before, so because it was pretty
because the eyeball was still stuck in it,
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so I do all of that, and when I am ready, I am now hungry, so I imagine I'm going to head down for morning, maybe even lunch, maybe both.
Yeah, well, it's early afternoon with your captain's kind of senses, which is fine. It's all good. Yeah, it's like by the time that's all taken care of, you wake up noonish. It takes you a while to get cleaned up, so it's more like 1 by the time you're down to the hall.
There's bits of things in my hair, and it's not good. It's not good.
Well, the servants are very good about kind of noticing when people are moving about in the room. So shortly after you actually get up, there's a knock at the door, and if you have them in while you're busy scraping bits of grinder off the mace handle and cleaning it up, and then they would ask you if would you wish a bath drawn?
That would be so lovely. Thank you.
Yes, immediately. So yeah. So that might take a little bit longer for you to get cleaned up, and then they will. And there's assistance if you wish it. If you wish to do it yourself, that's fine. It's completely up to you.
I'm a captain of my own ship. I think I can handle bathing myself. Thank you.
No, they perfectly understand.
Please tell me you have a floating toy airship that you have in the bath with you.
In Yasha we just stand in rain, but whatever. This is great. It's warm.
Yeah, so you go through 2 tubs, because the first time it gets out, it's this kind of grayish red scum on top. And they're like, ooh, okay, we'll get that refilled. So the second one's kind of the relaxing bath. Yeah, but it's heavenly. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and then they have all those little bubble things, those little salt things. And Savoy's introduced me to those, and I'm sold. Never going back.
Yeah. We'll say they actually have the herbal bath bomby things there, and you're just you're all over that, exactly.
And make her smell quite acceptable.
Come out smelling like a Summit flower shop, exactly.
Arunel knows what's up.
Sprinkles is sparkling.
Yes. Like new from the blacksmith shop, exactly. Yep. Yes, that is correct. The pirate hat. Indeed. Yeah. So yes, that takes a little bit longer. So we'll say it's more like 1:30 by the time you're you're presentable. And if you head down to the hall, Laureate, I'm not sure if you're still there. You might be. It's up to you.
I'm just eating, thinking, waiting for everyone. However long it takes. So.
Okay. Yeah. You're waiting for the group to assemble. Exactly. At some point, Everest, are you going to head down to the hall for? Well, it'll be lunchtime, pretty much.
Yeah, he would. Actually, he had a thought, and he was thinking of a new application for his magic, and he would there be a servant nearby that he could speak with? In which case, he would pull them aside and say, "I will be heading down to the dining hall very shortly for our sup of lunch. Is there any chance you can meet me there and bring a flask of oil?"
Kind of. Sure. Yes. Sure. We'll have it. We'll have it there shortly.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay. Nods and heads off to find a flask of oil, which actually this is not hard at all.
Don't burn down my house.
In which case he will head to the dining hall and meet the others there. He had some thoughts about how he can use that oil in his magical abilities. He's not going to do it within the house, mind you.
That's wise for many reasons. Yes.
Right. It also has a very specific purpose.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I assume you're going to let people know at some point or something.
Yeah, I will. Well, what he is intending to do with that is he will end up using it on his. He carries a sword with him. He never uses it. But if the application or need arises, what his intention is to use the sword and use the flask of oil and douse the sword in oil and then light it aflame. This was also because of the issue that he had with those bone creatures where his fire magic was not happening. So this application seems more prudent if that situation were to ever arise.
Right. Okay. No, that makes sense. Okay. All right. So let's see. After that servant thing, you headed to the hall like immediately afterwards?
Yeah, he wouldn't stick around. I mean, the
Okay.
servant knows to meet them there and bring the oil, so he would just.
Yep. All right.
Head out.
Down. Yep. All right. Have the meal. Well, just to keep it simple, we'll say you arrive about the same time Laureate does. Your magic testing took. Well, I figure once Everett kind of gets into it, like time goes by in a blur. More than likely. Yeah. Okay. All right, just keep it simple. So 3 out of 4. All right. Anything you three wish to converse about in the hall, or is it more just eating? You can't talk, eating kind of thing.
I have nothing to say yet until everyone gets here, so.
All right.
He would also just be waiting because I mean he has specific things he wants to discuss, but I think he'd want to have everybody present for that discussion.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I mean, I think he'd be making small talk and be like, "So how did everyone sleep last night?"
I'll let them answer actually.
Sorry, what was the question?
It's about right.
He had just asked how everyone slept the night previous.
Oh, you can look at me. I haven't changed from yesterday, so it's kind of obvious. I am pretty disheveled looking. I think a whole heap of my clothing is
marginally
burnt
better for Laureate, but not really.
Yeah. Remember, I did stand in fire, so technically I pretty much have a whole heap of my clothing is charred on the edges, and I look a mess, but I don't look exhausted. I guess that's probably the best way to say it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think he'd comment, he'd be like, "Look, it looks like Laureate got a decent amount of sleep. Maybe a change of clothing would be in order. Just saying, the charred bits don't make you look any more regal."
Is Mama's the third one there right now?
Yes, you are correct. Everyone but Savoy is there. That's correct.
Okay. Laureate, they have these things here. They're like these bath bombs, but they don't explode. They just like explode scents and like softness and amazing exfoliation too. Because the wind gets to you after a while. You should totally try one next time you have a bath. Whenever you're ready, it's all good. But you should have a bath. It's just,
I'll
Here, I have two in my pockets. I might mistake them for snacks. You might as well take them.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, they do serve an assortment, and every so often one will find its way into your pocket, I'm sure. Exactly. All right. Nothing else of import to share. We'll go to Savoy. Also slept in comfortably, exhaustedly. Yeah, exactly. So wake up. I assume the usual.
Yep.
Morning ablutions, etc., etc.
Yep.
Anything out of the ordinary you wish to?
No, just clean up, freshen up, fresh clothes.
Yes.
See if the clothing I wore the day before is salvageable. Nope. Okay, rags.
It's already gone to the rag bin in the kitchen.
Most likely.
You won't. You're not going to see that again.
I did spend most of that fight almost dead.
Yeah. It's, three of you spent a lot of that fight mostly dead. Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
So, yeah, and I mean, if there's no notes or anything waiting for me, I just head down.
Right. So, no, there's not. So I think your sister must have maybe holding correspondence. You don't know, but she decided to leave you be apparently for the time being.
Which is good by me.
I didn't think anyone would. She'll tell you later. She didn't think anyone would mind. Let's put it that way.
A little bit of quiet for once would be a nice thing.
So, all right. So you're heading down to the hall, or over to the hall. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Everyone is already there. Meals in various stages of finished or second courses. I don't know. It all depends. So, yeah. And servants ask what you would like.
Just one of my usual, omelets or something.
Yeah, they usually have something very. They know your taste. Let's put it that way. So just saying, usual 1, 2, or 3, and they know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and everyone's there, kind of mostly quiet. And Laureate's still looking pensive. Mom, I think, is beaming, and Everest is probably, I don't know, fairly thoughtful too, ish.
I look at Laureate and I am like, is there something wrong with the clothing that we provided you?
No, there isn't. It's just didn't get around to changing.
I go and sit not on the opposite end because she didn't quite change clothes. She's definitely gonna smell.
Yes. So choose your seat carefully. That's true. Yeah.
All right. Are you going to get around to it?
I mean, she was just given bath bombs by Malma, so one would hope she takes advantage of the generous gift that she was given.
I'm focusing in on Laureate, kind of curious.
Firstly, I have to say thank you for what you did last night. Or is it this morning? One or the other. And
You're welcome.
I need to ask. And I fully understand if you don't want to, but do you still want me around? After everything I've done, you have every right to just move on without me.
The first answer is no. The second answer is don't be stupid. Third answer is you do have some atoning to do, but you have to be around to do it. And it's not just me. I point to Mama and I point to Everest.
My question is exactly as I put it to you last time. Who are you going to be from now on? What choices are you going to make? Are you going to take responsibility for those actions and look at a larger scale other than yourself? Other than that, that is the only thing I have to say. Take into account your actions, look at them rationally, and think about who it's going to affect, other than yourself.
That's the
I
thing.
gestured to Mama.
I don't know what to do next. I'd be trying to think of a good starting point.
Well, that's quite simple. We'll bring that up in a minute. Malma, if you have something to say.
We fought a battle yesterday and we fought a good battle and we won that battle. That's a sign that we have the right stuff to work together as a crew. That's all I need to know. Keep that up. You're on board. Simple as that. I love how that whole bridge fell down. That was great. You should probably still bathe though. But no, I'm good. I mean, I am happy to follow along, and as long as you don't do anything weird again, don't do that. Don't put anybody else in danger. And I don't think you will. I think you're good. I like to think so. You know, people, they're good at heart. You're good at heart. I love all of you. I mean, you're good friends. Can we have more dessert, please?
Yeah.
The afternoon tray comes out.
I will agree with the take a bath thing, but that's actually a secondary right now. You want to know what to do next, and you don't know what to do. Based on everything that we have recently gone through, and we now know, especially about your background, I am somewhat concerned about the thing in your basement. As in, one, if one has been made, are there more? And two, can it be disposed of safely?
Well, the only way I can think of possibly disposing of that thing is to chuck it into the miasma, but I don't know what will happen then.
Well, that is in fact the same idea I had, but I don't know what will happen. And we need to be far, far away from any populated area when we do that.
Exactly.
The
How
problem-
about we seal it? My lab.
It's an admirable attempt, but the problem is it's still volatile. The only way of dealing with it responsibly would be to dispose of it.
Well, we could do both. We could seal the lab for the moment and figure out in the meantime what to do about it.
I think that would be a wise course of action. Secondly, you mentioned what to do next. Well, I believe there is somebody who is looking for a specific item that is a specific individual that one of us is particularly not entirely fond of, but that piece of business needs to be attended to.
And there is one other piece of business that needs to be attended to. What you promised to the Council of Nobles.
That piece of business is
That is a very, very large piece of business that I'm not sure how we're going to do this, but I think in doing the first task, it may give us some time to think about how to do the second.
I've got people working outside. I don't know if you can hear it on the mic, so I apologize. So
You know,
the council.
I have to admit.
Oh, sorry, you can go. You can go.
I have to admit that I realized one thing about being trapped here. I mean, on a piece of land, as it were, for so long, is that your storms never seem to end, or you don't know how to stop and celebrate the fact that you've just passed through this really bad thunder strike and you've survived and you're still afloat and your entire crew's still alive. You're thinking right away about how are we going to hurl ourselves into the next danger, into the next winds that will send us astray. The thing in your basement, Laureate, has been there for so long and the chasers are gone. Hobbs is going to get his thing when he gets it. The Council of Nobles owes us, not the other way around. Have you all considered maybe, just maybe, taking a moment to breathe and celebrate? Think about what you've accomplished? Just, live with that moment?
I thought throwing myself into the jaws of certain death was the fun part of the job.
This morning was great, don't get me wrong, but we should, part of the reason that maybe we hadn't connected so much beforehand is we haven't had any fun time to get to know each other. All we do is run into danger one after another. What if instead of letting others lead us for something different, we just do something we'd like?
Like what?
We could go for a night out on the town. We could go do a museum. I hear there's some great museums in this area. There's an airship museum, I think, near the Red Market. I might be wrong, but it's supposed to be really good. We could just play cards and while an hour away.
We could.
Just get some weird food somewhere. I mean, just do something different. That's just an idea. Or we could throw ourselves into the next thing. I mean, Sprinkles is clean now.
When you say weird food, do you mean like sewer kebabs? Because that's not weird.
Those were kind of cool. We can, whatever. We can go to like the first like food tray we find and just eat it all. Just grab whatever you get, bath bombs and all. We could make new friends. Savoy, we had such a great time having coffee the other day with Trifle.
Yeah, oh well.
Isn't trifle really expensive?
He actually managed to eat a whole one of their flagship and thus impressed them enough that I didn't have to pay for it. But yes, it's incredibly expensive.
But you know what that was? That was fun.
It was fun. I will agree.
Watching you nearly blow your mind out on sugar was very fun.
I'm not saying that we have to run off this afternoon. I am saying that we have different forces pressing on us, including having to report to the Vice Admiral at some point, probably today, maybe tomorrow. But
Come on, Savoy. I can see it in your eyes,
We can't leave until your ship gets back, and they're gone for a week.
We don't need to leave the city. You have been living sometime, all of you, on land, I'm led to understand. But obviously, you all enjoy fun. You all enjoy adventure and a little bit of insanity. There's no one chasing us right now. No one's about to kidnap Laureate. No one's about to. Well, okay, maybe Everest. But
No. I understand what you're saying, but actually, the consequences of what Laureate has told the Noble Council, on top of saying thought they might be working with, or some of them working with the Chasers, is that if we go out on a night on the town, Laureate, who is our MVP at this point, will be target number one.
That's a good point. That's
And
a good point.
there is still Ixis. We have not seen her, but it's only been a couple of days since that Starlight Gala. And if someone...
This is 2 days after the Starlight Gala.
Yeah, it's only been a couple of days. And since we have removed the head of at least one part of the Chasers, you know that people are going to be fighting to get control of that power vacuum. And what if they've decided that the person who brings, my head to them, your head to them, our heads to them, gets it? So, fun, I agree with. Consequences of actions, still got to keep up in our head. Just saying, we're not, we can't even take the windlass out for months from now because we don't officially own her.
See, I remember now why I left land in the first place and took to the skies, but here's the deal then. I am willing to follow into wherever, let's make it the three of you, majority rules, wherever you want to go next, but under the condition that for each third food cart we see, we stop and eat something. I don't care how disgusting it looks. That's going to be the fun.
Slightly.
Well, if you want, I do have a tavern. It's currently empty. And there is lots of alcohol in there. And there's probably some food there we could make.
Cooking party!
Could do that.
We could go there, and it would allow Laureate to, one, seal her lab, two, get anything out of her home that she would like before we do any traveling.
That's going to be good because it's good for the health, it's good for the brain. Can't always just be off on high purpose mission. It gets to you. Bring you down.
Before this happens, before we head up to the tavern, do we have an idea as to where we will be heading next? Are we going to go after the mythical war beast thing that makes this deal whatever it is? I don't know. I wasn't there. I was
Kendrick Maddox mentioned a place that was at war, and this war beast generally shows up on battlefields. So that's where we should, if we're going to go, that's where we should go.
Well, didn't we only agree to that if he gave us information?
That was like literally 6 months ago, but...
Yes, but also assuming that we need to go there, we need the ship, correct?
Yes, we have to wait a good week before the cupcake is back.
So,
or we can maybe borrow another ship.
Well, I am not certain that is a good idea because, one, money. Two, is it going to come back? Three, who will we have to owe for it?
I meant steal, but you're right. Those are all good points.
Yeah, no. We're not going to borrow any ship.
All right, just trying something different. That's all.
That's modus operandi 101 for Mama. What do you mean something different?
I mean, I think she means different for Savoy.
Fair. That's very fair. That's true.
I don't mean to be a party pooper on things. Believe it or not, I've done some wild things in my day. However,
shocking.
You might be surprised. I'm not.
I believe it.
I just want to make sure that we at least consider what the ramification of some of our actions will be. And I want to know how fast the Noble Council is going to jump on Laureate and her promise.
I imagine pretty quickly.
I mean,
It's a very valuable piece of
they
land.
might provide us a ship that we can borrow to
It's-
do one task on the way to the Silverglades or something.
It is possible, but we still need to speak to the Vice Admiral about current events anyway.
This is true. I'm actually surprised we haven't received any missives yet, but he was up. I mean, I'm sure
Just as late.
because he's having to take over for Admiral Rhea for the moment.
Well, that sounds fun. You know, I never associate the Council of Nobles with fun, but I can wait outside with the carriage while you guys go in. It's
Oh.
fine.
We're not going to go there.
Oh,
We're going to let them summon us because
wonderful.
that's that whole "don't borrow trouble if you don't have to" thing.
If we're not here, we'll be harder to summon.
There is that.
We could at least go to the pub, to the tavern.
And the thing about seeing the Vice Admiral is we should be able to get the reward for Grinder then. And each of us gets a piece of that.
It is lovely.
I will pretty much hand most of mine over to my sister to help pay for everything we've been.
Expenses.
Yes.
Our dessert bill's through the roof.
She hasn't yet talked to me about the household budgets, but I'm sure that discussion's coming. When she took over the house, she did it wholeheartedly.
So I suggest we head out to the tavern, and then perhaps we reconvene here to see if any missives have come from the Vice Admiral, and then address current events as they stand.
And not to put too fine of a point on it, Laureate, are you going to change before we go?
Well, I would.
Yes. Being in a confined space next to you would be more pleasant.
If we're gonna head to my tavern, then do you mind if I change there? I sort of prefer my clothes. No offense.
But bathing, I think, is more what we're concerned about.
Oh, I've got a bath there. That's so do it all there.
How long of a carriage ride is it?
I think it's like half an
I'm
hour.
sorry? Yeah, about a half an hour. Yeah. And keep in mind, they had to clean it after all of you rode back. So, you know, there's that. Just saying. Just saying.
I'm just like,
No one was very pleasant coming back to the house.
Right.
at least temporarily put on something clean so
Okay.
we don't have to clean out the carriage again.
I can do that.
Thank you.
Maybe take care of some of the caked on blood. Just give it a quick wipe. Just a very quick wipe.
Sure. All right. I'll go up and do that then. Just basically just get up and start heading out.
All right, as you're heading out, Shannon comes in and
Okay.
holds her. I guess she has a nosegay or something. Kind of puts up. Whew. And once she's sure that Laureate's out of earshot, still pungent.
She is dealing with it now.
Oh, good. All right. The servants tried, but she seems oddly resistant to our hospitality in that regard.
Well, it's not
Anyway.
her home.
No, fair, but we try to make it as comfortable for visitors or guests.
I know.
She motions to both Everest and Mama, who are both dressed well. And it's like, I trust there are no trouble with the accommodations either of you are enjoying, correct?
No,
And yeah, she's like a little put out by that.
not at all. By the way, John, just as a side note, has that servant arrived with that flask?
Oh yeah, that was long, here and gone. Yes, it's like sitting there by your side.
So as he was saying that, Shannon was addressing, not at all, maybe grabbing it and probably attaching it to a hip belt or something.
Okay, kind of cocks her head for a second. A couple of messages have been delivered for you, or you all, I'm not sure which. And he hands them to Savoy.
Do they have marks on them?
Yep.
Two?
One is
Yeah.
one is from the Order,
Yeah.
and one is from the House of Machia.
Oh. I put the Machia one down, opened the Order one just to see what if
Alright,
it's a date time.
Yeah, fairly straightforward. It's from Vice Admiral Bennick. Received reports on last night's activities at the Hacksaw Bridge. Congratulations on a successful conclusion to your mission. Would like you to stop by the Order headquarters today at your convenience to go over a couple of questions about what happened at the Hacksaw.
Okay.
At your convenience, Vice Admiral Bennick, blah, 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 blah.
At least he didn't tell me we have a time. This one's probably got a time on it. I basically show you too that it has the Machia symbol before I open it.
Should I burn it? Maybe singe it, destroy it that way? I mean,
No.
this way, it never got to us. I don't know what happened.
No.
Just saying, it was an option.
I appreciate that. And I open it up. see what she wants real quick.
You, as a merchant, you know that the nobles are never crass enough to request a time. It's just at your earliest convenience.
Okay, it is
Machia would like to enjoy the pleasure of your company after your adventures last night.
Is it for all four of us or two of us? Or?
It's addressed to you, but it's hard to say. Yours could be you, it could be all of you. It's
and it's at
unclear.
Your earliest convenience.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you did want to go party with the nobles.
No, nobles are not fun.
I understand that, but now we have two appointments. Lady Machia at your earliest convenience, and the Vice Admiral at our convenience.
I would suggest it is inconvenient to meet Lady Machia and go meet with the Vice Admiral.
You don't want to do that. You really, really, really don't want to do that.
Well, you know the politics better than I do.
Well, she has power and she gets irritated easily, and she's not above using it.
She's old. Of course she gets irritated easily.
Also, it gives us an idea of how quickly or what the Noble Council is going to want with. I just point upwards. I guess we could call her the key master at this point. And that will give us an idea of how dangerous things are going to be traveling around the city.
Oh, you hadn't mentioned that. That's true. That could be fun.
Finding out just how quickly or how harshly or how pleasant she is. I mean, you are her mama, after all.
See, I'm not a big fan of that one, but...
I'm not a really big fan of that one either. But she has claimed you.
Well, as you two will be meeting with Lady Machia, I will be waiting outside of the carriage to bare my nose.
Well, and keep an eye on Laureate, because I don't know if they're going to want the two of you or not. Or she is going to want to see the two of you. She can be obtuse at times, and then the other times she can be ruthlessly direct.
Wonderful.
Yes.
This is
You
why
haven't actually met Lady Machia yet?
I've not met her in person.
Oh,
They've seen her. Yeah, they've seen her, but that's really been about it.
That will be interesting. And I know Laureate has at least spoken to her in the council chamber, but in more of a distance capacity.
I mean, she gave me back my ship after taking it. So,
Yeah. Well,
Only a few strings attached. You know, nothing huge.
there's
It's
been
all good.
worse. Oh,
I wasn't there for the 5 gems thing, was I? I had been sent out of the room, hadn't I?
yeah, it was just me and
Okay.
Makia.
That's true. That's true. You have not necessarily shared that particular bit of info. I've forgotten. Yeah, true.
I'm a little bit embarrassed by it. I'll admit.
Malma has it going through her head like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why. But that's why nobles are no fun. Exactly.
Nobles
Well,
are no
then-
fun.
They are no fun, but I know she's going to want to see you too. So you get to escort me in. Everest gets to protect Laureate, and Laureate gets to protect Everest.
Or we can all go in and Everest can show her some of his fire tricks. Everybody likes those.
I mean, if you want to meet her, and if Laureate would like to meet her
Don't
privately,
it.
this
I have absolutely zero interest in having
Don't
you
do it? Wait,
focus.
are you recommending caution, Mama?
No, I'm recommending fun. I have been behind fun this entire morning, and them meeting Lady Makia is not fun, and I want them to be happy. They deserve it. We all deserve it, but we can't all have it.
Well, if
But
we
they
can,
can.
if we can manage it, we're going to go from Makia to the Order to the Tavern.
Okay.
Well, I would suggest we get a move on then.
Well,
like-
we just sent Laureate to go bathe.
Well, I don't think she's actually going to bathe, which is why I will be waiting outside the carriage.
Oh, stink bomb. Just, but no, you're right. That's not. Just, are you sure that she doesn't want to meet Lady Makia? I mean, yeah, we should probably head off soon. Just
Yes, we will head off as soon as we can. I'm not going to go rush Laureate. She already is not certain where her place is right now and where her home can be. So I'm not going to rush her around.
No, I agree. I respect that. It's a weird world we live in.
And then I side-eye my sister to see what she thinks of this whole thing, since she's been here very quietly the whole time.
Yes, and she's actually. I mean, let's see. What did you share with her about the council meeting again?
That our names were brought up, ours and Maddox's names were brought up.
Right.
Getting a percentage or first dibs or something.
At first crack at the silver lays, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
Good lord. Okay. Let's see. But the offer, the stipulations of the offer itself, Laurie, you haven't really shared them with anyone.
No, I
Correct.
told the party. I didn't tell Savoy's sister.
Right.
Okay,
right.
so then it's me, Jen.
All right, just making sure everyone. Yeah, that's fine. She's in the know. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, yes, obviously, Makia wants to make sure she. Actually, she waits after Lord, who's gone, keeps her end of the bargain. They
Yes.
provided what they feel was suitable assistance.
Mhm.
Whether it was or not doesn't matter with the nobles. And it probably extends far beyond the hacksaw, so be careful. Keep Laureate's tongue in check when she meets. I have a feeling she'll want to talk to all of you. And
That's what I was.
Savoy, as she points to you, you know to be on their best behavior.
I will.
I know you will, and I know Mama will. I suspect Mama will be. She kind of gives you a penetrating glance like she knows you have some sort of side deal with Makia, but honestly, there's no way she could possibly know that. But she's a merchant after all. And Everest, she kind of looks at Everest a little speculatively too, and I have a feeling since you have no dog in this hunt, I believe is the vernacular, then you don't really have anything to gain or lose by an audience, but observe. It may be interesting for you.
I will keep that in mind, although I have, again, no interest in adrenal politics.
Exactly. But you're involved whether you like it or not. And if you want to bring this Ixis person down, cultivating those higher levels may serve you well. But points at you again, Savoy. You. This will come down on our heads if your people, associates, compatriots, friends, whatever you wish to call them, are not do not comport themselves with the proper decor. That's all. I know you know that. You need to impress it on them, and most of all, on her.
I will. I will. Basically, Lady Makia is a bigger, meaner version of Hobbs in the noble world.
Oh,
So- Oh yes.
Well, yes and no. For her reach, even Hobbs' reach pales in comparison to what she can do. He thinks he's a big cog in Adriel, and to a point he is, but he still has limits. Makia, I do not know if she has limits.
Right, which is why I said a bigger, meaner version of Hobbs. It's a good comparison for Laureate to know. Also, she saw her. Well, I don't know what that means. You know what? I think Laureate is going to do well. She's had quite the shakeup in the last couple of days. And if we convince her that the less she says, the better it's going to be, which is what I'm going to tell her. And don't agree to anything that you can't back up. I really don't want to take off for you, but I know that it is what she wants. She may not have a direct interest in you ever yet, but I know she has an interest in Laureate. I know she's got her hooks into Mama and me.
well, perhaps it's a good thing I'm a wild card as it is right now. We'll see.
Well, we will see when Lori gets back and we all bundle up and head off to the Makia estate. By the way, she makes the Maddox estate look like, a trumped up tart once you go inside. Just so you know.
Interesting. I will keep that in mind when we visit. Now, John, on a side note, in the Starlight Gala, I knew she was there. Did I see Lady Makia?
Oh yeah, remember she was on that dais? She actually said some words,
right.
And then she was calling up, I think it was Savoy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
That's when everything went to hell. So, yeah,
Right.
you know what she looks like. Yes.
My other question is, I don't know. See, this is hard. This is hard, I think, for anybody to answer. I don't know if he would have been paying attention to when she left the combat, the melee.
Oh, I don't know if you would or not, but I know because I sent her away.
Okay.
Now, you two pool that together and figure out what you need to talk about.
I'm actually sure you know, Jake, because we had that whole discussion and then I got yelled at for sending her away rather than letting the order deal with everything.
Right. Okay, good. This is playing into my process. Okay, good. Okay, that's all I needed to know. Perfect.
Okay. Oh, poor mom. I thought it was a party. We'll try and get you a party. We're trying.
We're working on it. It's going to be a bit.
No, you're not. You read the letters. You're like, yeet, noble politics. That's not a party.
No. I said after we do the Malma thing and we do the order thing, then we'll go to the tavern and have a party.
No, because Makia's gonna have this giant request, and we're gonna get thrown
We're gonna
over.
have to
You know it.
This is not my fault. I mean,
There's no party. Make peace with it. We're
crap!
That's what I think he's don't party for me.
We're going back to the trifle place.
No,
And we're
we're
gonna
not.
beat my record.
No, we're not. That was
Two trifles!
Well, she ordered 2 last time.
I know. You guys like sent one home
Four
with you
trifles.
or whatever. Yeah.
It was like 20 servings of trifle or something.
They need to
That's right.
exponentially grow on every challenge.
Mama's living her best life, okay? And this is getting in the way of it. All right. Let's just get this over with then.
All
because
right.
If
guess-
we get through this and then we get the money from the order and then we manage to go to the tavern, there's a lot of food places around there too. And we can have a cooking party.
That's true.
You know I've never cooked.
I've never cooked either.
Let's cook
This
off.
does
It's
not
happening.
sound like much of a party, more like food poisoning sentiment.
You can get poisoned by food.
It has happened.
Hmm.
It is a thing.
Savoy will talk.
Okay. So, Maki first, then the order, and then wind up with the tavern.
That is the attempt.
Okay.
We're going to attempt that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Jeez. Moving. All right. So yeah, the carriage is brought around. By this time, we'll say that it takes a few more minutes for Lori to clean up and get made presentable, which she does. It's much better.
Mhm.
Actually, they bring you on a new carriage. They said they're still cleaning the other one. So, yeah. And you're off to the Makia household, the Makia estate. No, you've all traveled there, but you guys all hung out mostly outside last time, so you're aware of the estate itself. But now, Everest and Laureate have never been inside, correct?
Well,
I've waited
let's-
outside. That's all I've done.
Yeah,
Right.
there's got to be a quick, think of this as a really horrible thesis. The worst you can say. Don't say anything if you can get away with it. Makia is a huge danger, so please be careful. Basically,
So
everybody gets
basically, what you're telling me is just brood. Be my normal self. It's fine.
in this case, yes.
Excellent.
And
Okay. So dangerous. Jeez. So wow. So boy. I mean, really. Give her too much credit. Anyways. So yes. All right. Trip is uneventful. Get to Makia estate. We've all seen the outside, so that's no big deal. Yeah, you're led into the gates, etc., etc. Footman comes out and says, "The party will accompany me."
Oh, goody. Looks like I'm actually getting to join the party. Wonderful.
So let's see, Everest and Laureate. I mean, what Savoy said is that it's true. I mean, Maddox's place is very, very lovely and certainly very, befitting a merchant of his stature. But Maddox is not a noble, and it's not, Trumpian is a little harsh. It's very tastefully refined, but it also screams money
Yeah.
and power. Yeah.
So
Over
you'd hear,
extravagant.
so Everest would whisper into Moma's ear, I think she's compensating for something.
The fact that she's super rich. Wait, what?
I think we missed the point.
Yeah, the house easily. Well, the house is easily the largest you've ever seen inside, both inside and out. Yeah, like harp music is playing from somewhere, some unknown hidden alcove or something. The foot person escorts all of you into not the foyer, not that little side room you met her in last time, but you're taken deeper into the house to what seems like maybe her version of the meeting/dining hall, maybe.
Oh, interesting.
So let's see. By the time you get there, talk, travel. It's like 2:30.
Right.
And actually, no. And they take you into the hall, then they take you through the hall out to the other side. And there is, you see, you catch a glimpse through the doors of something that looks like maybe a glass conservatory of some kind.
Jesus.
Yeah, and out you do enter into a very lush, very well-tended garden scape. including land. Like you're stepping onto grass out here, which is something. The last time you did that was when you went to get the Arlen steel.
Which is
Otherwise, you're never on any kind of grass here because there is none in Adriel except for here. And birds are tweeting, butterflies are fluttering about. It's very peaceful. Actually, I feel very comfortable here. It's very nice. And in the middle of this, there's also a small fountain that is, jetting up a little bit of water that catches the sun through the windows and kind of, casts reflective little rainbow prism kind of things all over the place. It's quite beautiful. It's very lovely. And beside that and everything, there's tiled paths to walk on. If you don't, you can walk on the grass, but you get the sense it's probably frowned upon. But beside that is a round table where Lady Makia is waiting with what looks like afternoon tea, including an amazing selection of desserts that you've never seen the likes of before.
You know what? I take it back. I like her.
That's why she likes her. The way to Mama's heart is through her stomach.
Oh,
Specifically through dessert.
I mean, Malma's reaction, Everest's reaction would be the exact opposite of Malma's reaction. His guard would be up at this point because, like, this whole scene is, I mean, he grew up in like a desert environment, and to have this lush sort of verdant place, it would put him on his heels, and he would not. I think he would not want to be put into a false sense of security, in this case, saying, oh, it's so pretty, it's so peaceful, so serene. Let's let my guard down for 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden...
The plants eat you.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So
it's almost overwhelming for you. I mean, because the sunlight and sky, that place, it was still rocky, it was still like, stunted trees and everything. This is like lush. And it's like you're almost over. Yeah, it's almost too much because the sense of the grass and the trees and the flowers and everything. Adriel, for all its intents and purposes, try to make itself look good, is still fairly, industrial to a sense. Trees are rare, grass is rare, so this all at once is like kind of Everest, kind of hitting you full force a little bit.
Right.
So yeah. Okay. Other reactions? We had Mamas, we have Everest, Laureate. What your thoughts?
I mean, she grew up sort of around this a bit, but not as extravagant as this.
I mean, yeah,
she wouldn't be like completely awestruck or anything like that.
Right, but it is impressive.
Yeah, she'd be impressed.
Exactly. All right, and Savoy, I don't know if you keep your neutral merchant face on, but this is something.
I am pleasant to a fault.
Okay.
I am polite. I am pleasant. I am secretly both horrified at the expense of this, because boy, can I see the dollar signs, and a little bit envious and incredibly suspicious. This is kind of a shock and awe thing. My mind is up. She's trying to shock and awe, and this is a good place to do it because.
Yep, you get the sense this is not something a lot of people see. You could be correct. I'm not going to say you are, but that's a viable train of thought. Let's put it that way. Yes. And so
nobles. Nobles.
And she sees you all, and her face brightens into looks like a reasonably genuine smile. The heroes of now it's the Hacksaw, the Gallespar. You are gaining accolades so fast we can hardly keep up. Come, sit, please, yes. Welcome to my sanctum sanctorum. Whenever the stresses of the city get to be too much, I step in here and all my worries just melt away. I'm sure you felt the calming presence of it.
Your guard
Please. It ought to be. It's cost a pretty piece to make it this way, but yes, it is one of my few soul indulgences, shall we say. So, well, word, of course, of your exploits has traveled quickly. Well, no doubt you rested after got some well-deserved rest after your little incident at the bridge that is no more. And she kind of chuckles at that. It's like, well, it was. Let's be honest. It was kind of an eyesore. So we should have to work on perhaps making a better bridge. Something the hacks are. Ugh, just it's terrible. But my dear, please avail yourself. This is for you. Enjoy. There's tea, everyone. Yes.
I take a seat, kind of nod to everybody else to do the same.
John, before we do take that seat, there was something that Everest had on his mind, and he wanted to test. And behind his back, he wants to. He has his hand behind his back, like it would look like he has them clasped kind of behind his back, but in reality, he has one back there and they're loose. And what he does is he then ignites a very small flame in his hand, or attempts to. And he would kind of casually be trying to maybe looking around, and then in his periphery, he's trying to see if that flame is still a kindle.
Okay. Yeah. Well, while she was saying, her earlier kind of greeting you and everything, yeah, the spell goes off, and you can feel the fire in your hand, and it feels perfectly normal. And if you look back enough, you can even see it reflected in the glass behind you. It's your normal Argentium flamey flame. Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary.
And then he delights it as quickly as it.
Once you got confirmation, basically it's gone.
Yeah.
Yep. Everything felt normal. The magic was there. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Okay.
And then he would just proceed to go about the normal course of things and be seated.
Okay. Right. All right. Who's partaking of the refreshments?
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to be rude.
yeah.
Of
course not.
Rude not to have some sort of tea or small repast or something.
Everest would have it poured. I don't know if he would partake. He would have it poured as to not be rude. Whether or not he would deign to actually drink it is the question.
Okay, that's up to you. So I'm just curious. She will have some tea, and a servant delivers her a selection of some of the goodies on the kind of the 3-tiered trays, basically. So, and yeah, Savoy, you recognize the tea, and actually, Malma, you do as well. I know Malma's not really a big tea drinker, but she recognizes because you've carried this one every so often, and it is extremely expensive.
Oh, I will nod and name the tea.
Yeah. And she says like, you do have a cultured palate. Yes, I thought a celebration was in order for your swift, shall we say, handling of the chaser issue. I mean, they're not gone for good, but even so, from what my little birds tell me, you dealt them quite a grievous blow last night. So yes, I thought we'd bring out the special today. So I hope you will pot. And she sips and just like everything's perfectly, be ashamed to have to waste it. So but I did not bring you here just to congratulate all of you. But first of all, I believe there are some introductions. Lady Savoy, if you would be so kind, as I've not met all of your group.
Everest, remind me what your last name is.
My last name is Argentium.
Okay, this is Everest Argentium. And this is Laureate. And I know you have seen her in...
We have met on the floor in the sun chamber. That is not the same thing as being properly introduced. It is, different matters are carried there than here. But now, Everest, I assume you're dressed in a version of your usual clothing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He would have had as you've stated before, the Savoy household knows how to tailor the clothes to his liking, so he would have had that done.
So you've got the bare arms, you've got the markings, the tattoo, all that stuff is right.
All of that, like the raised skin tattoos
Mm-hmm.
from the spell work. Yes.
Yes, and she kind of she nods, graciously. It's not a slight to Laureate at all, but she seems oddly more interested in Everest at the moment. Says, "You are certainly not from around here, young man. Tell me if it is not an insult. Where do you hail from? You certainly have a most unique appearance about you."
Well, we come from a area of land. It is called Catlan, and it is not as lush as this spot of earth you have cultivated here. Quite the opposite. Everything is harsh, everything is brash. You learn to make do with what you have.
I suppose that gives you, I mean, forgive my impertinence, it sounds quite ghastly, but I'm assured it must give you plenty of internal fortitude.
It also helps with the spell casting that is inherent. This
Yes, I have heard tales of you and the flashing fire that you seem to have an affinity for, shall we say? Yes, indeed.
it is a recent occurrence, but yes, that particular breed of magic and the way in which we inscribe spells, the fortitude is necessary in order to maintain the discipline that is required.
Yes, playing with fire is very, very dangerous indeed. It's too close to the flame, and you risk becoming consumed by it as well. But no doubt, you seem like a strong, able-bodied and minded young man. I'm sure you know your limits.
That is very true.
Good. Well, Savoy, you bring me no dearth of interesting people. I am most pleased, and I am most pleased that all of you came through last night's little escapade in one piece. I would hate to see anything happen to any of you, particularly so our new benefactor for the Silver Glades laureate. Now that it would seem that this grinder person is no more, I summoned you all here to have a little bit of a preliminary conversation about us moving forward with some of your end of the deal we agreed to. So was it only yesterday? Or was it the day before? No, it was only yesterday.
Yesterday.
I must
It's a busy
say, yes,
day.
when you put your mind to something, you work fast. Not a problem at all. The council stands ready to fulfill the aspects we agreed to, but you now need to produce that particular plan that you discussed in front of us yesterday about the Silverglades.
Yes, and I'll do it once the council request it.
I'm speaking on behalf of the council now, so you may consider it that request has been made.
Oh,
Don't worry, it will be turned over to the council proper. I'm not trying to put one over, as the young people say.
If I recall, the note didn't state that. I didn't bring it with me. Apologize.
Do you need a copy to refresh your memory, perhaps? We took the liberty of having them drawn up, so every council member, including myself, has one.
No, I
on
meant
her hand, and scroll is put into it. The terms, as we all agreed upon, with this and everything, I mean, it does need your signature, of course, but
I'm just gonna.
It was made.
Yeah, just gonna review it again. Just make sure it was what she has written is actually what
Exactly everything you remember agreeing to. The things that aren't there are not there, but the things that are. Yes.
Yeah, and the modifications.
Yep. Exactly. It all looks 100% above board, and everything you talked about was there. Yes, that you could get out of them is listed.
if I recall, there was going to be a demonstration to show this officially to all members
That
of the
would
council.
be the first step, yes.
And
indeed, that is in there as part of the stipulations
Yeah.
of how the Silverglades operation will move forward, correct? Proof of concept.
but
They were very meticulous about
Yeah,
it.
so I'll tell her I didn't bring it with me.
Well, of
but-
course not. You could hardly be expected to carry such a thing around.
But I will be following through with this agreement.
Good. Very good. Very good. And I, for one, am greatly looking forward to seeing what you've come up with. I always knew you had a smart, sharp mind, young laureate. So it's good to see that you have not been letting it go to waste in the intervening years since that unfortunate business in the Silverglades, excuse me. The Silverglades. It has been a stone around the city's neck for far too long, and to be able to move forward with cultivating and making it livable, of course, will be good for everyone. It's not just the people who are there, but the city as well. So, I'm sure you agree.
I agree with that sentiment. Yep.
Good. Kind of sweeps the table as if I'm sure he's kind of the unspoken, as I'm sure you all agree.
Is it possible for me to see that agreement?
Sure, and I'll hand it over.
Yeah. Just Maki does nothing to stop you.
Okay, so what all again was agreed?
Okay, so the removal of Grinder and the chasers from Adriel. It was due to while this is happening, the Veneer and Maddox family cannot be injured during this point, even though they can't guarantee it. They at least will support by giving better guard, more patrols, more guards in their general area. Then it was agreed upon that the Maddox family and the Veneer merchant families will have the first choice of land when it's offered to anyone else outside of the council. The Silver Traveler got a stipend of 100 gold per month for 10 years. And then there was full access for myself, for Laureate, and the Academy to do research in Silverglades.
Supervised, but yes.
Supervised, yeah.
Supervised, yeah.
And just basically, as well as giving me freedom to at least do my research there.
Well, you get a copy of your documents. They won't hand over the originals, but they get a copy of them.
Yeah. And I think that was it.
You requested a formal apology to yourself
formal
and your
apology,
family of the
yes.
expedition group.
Yeah, and a memorial for the people who've died, for some kind of public memorial grave for the people who died, because there were a lot of people who did lose their lives to the Silverglades over the period of time. And then if Ixis was found to be in league with the Chasers, Ixis would be arrested and removed from Adriel if possible.
Yeah, they can get her on who she associates with, exactly.
Yep.
If that were the case, then she would be just as guilty, etc., etc. Yep. Yeah.
I think that's everything. Not in that order, but
And in exchange,
in exchange,
Laureate will reveal the secrets of how to colonize the Silverglades.
How to gain safe access. Access. That's important to note, and a possible solution to getting rid of the problem that the Silverglades has.
Yep, that was the deal.
Okay. Wow.
Well, so as long as Laureate produces what she claims she can do, then hey, it's all good. So you just take it, scan it, and hand it back?
I read it and I note where the Veneer stuff is mentioned. I'm like, is it possible to get a copy of this for the Veneer family? since they're specifically mentioned.
I don't see why that should be an issue. As you said, yeah, since your names are, thanks to your young associate here, since your names do appear in the document, it's probably a good idea. Make sure all necessary parties, in the sense that that one was made with, when she says with Maddox in mind, have proper documentation of how this is going to move forward. So
Yes, I know my sister would be most interested.
yes, quite. Oh, that reminds me. Yes, your sister. I need you to take something back for her, would you? And another servant comes out with a tray and with a cloche in the whole 9 yards. It takes it off, and there is a bulging silken sack there.
Payment for the Starlight Gala. furniture?
Indeed, and unfortunately, most of it was destroyed in the melee, but just it did come through upon a almost, one would say, nearly impossible deadline, but she has a way of making these happen. So I did appreciate her fine work, and of course she should be compensated as per her contract with the city. So I am there. That is, of course, drawn on the coffers to make sure all is in good train.
Lady Makia, if I may, have you...
Of course, child.
With regards to the gala, have you received any updates from either the Academy or the military order about what actually happened?
Yes, unfortunately, not everyone can move as fast as you, my child. The Academy is, I think, it's called elbows deep into studying these creatures themselves, and I am awaiting, well, I should say the Council. I do not wish to put myself above anyone, but the Council is awaiting Bannock's preliminary report on certain events. I have a feeling the Order is not going to like the scrutiny that's going to fall upon them, but sunlight is the best disinfectant, of course, and if there is some sort of insidious infiltration into the Order, it must be cut out root and branch, of course. It cannot be allowed to flourish any longer. This whole thing with the Starlight is tragic, and of course must be stopped immediately. So I expect to hear word from Bannock shortly, but no, nothing as of yet. So would you? I dare say you have taken quite an interest in those events.
Well, yes. I don't like the idea of anyone using that type of whatever that was against the people of Adriel.
Indeed, it is a grave threat. I'm glad to see you taking it seriously. Pursuant to the Council's acquiescence, I will endeavor to see that copies of reports are sent to you. I think your mind might be of use in this situation. Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
I have to have the Council's forbearance. I can't just go handing these things out willy-nilly. I'm sure you understand.
That's understandable.
Yes. All right. Great. So, enjoying the desserts, my dear. This is to you, Malma.
You're lovely as always, Lady Makia. Thank you for the hospitality.
Actually, they're unlike anything you've ever had before in your life.
Oh.
I mean, the Savoy house is very good. The trifle was excellent. These are a complete other world. It's just the tastes blend together and change in your mouth from bite to bite, even if you're biting off the same tart. You can't understand how it happens, but that's what's happening. And it's it all looks the same, but every bite is different. And the chocolate is one to a filigree of melting in your mouth, but with a taste unlike anything you've ever had before. So it really is a one-of-a-kind experience.
As always, Lady Makia, you surprise with your hospitality and the fineries of these desserts. Thank you. I am quite enjoying them.
Oh, good, my dear. I do like to make sure my guests are entertained. So, and Lady Veneer, I trust all is well in your household, given the events of the past few days.
Well, you must understand I haven't been home as much as I would have liked to have been, but I believe so. My sister seems to have everything in hand.
Well, perhaps that is why your house is calmer than usual if you are not there. I jest. I do not. It is a little joke at your expense, my dear. Nothing more. Nothing more. But truly, the city is again finds itself in your debts. It's most impressive, and I mean, especially for not to be blunt about it, but there are certain people here who don't have roots as Laureate and Savoy do, but yet you come together to help Adriel. It is quite refreshing to see.
And we know that this kindness will, of course, be paid back in turn, so we don't worry so much about the danger as we do about the people.
Well, of course, the city takes care of its own, and that is true. There are certain benefits to being the heroes of Galspar and then the heroes of this Hacksaw Bridge now, I suppose we'll have to call it. But yes, indeed, there's noble and unrequested service that you provide is still very appreciated. Especially that you do it without order. You do it to help your friend. Motions to Laureate.
We've come to quite an interesting accord amongst us. Unlike I've really dealt with before.
Have you? Good. It's always good to have friends to rely on and know that they will have your back no matter what might be coming down the lane towards you. Indeed, those kinds of friends, hold on to them tight. They may be the only true things you can count on in this world. But listen to me, old lady rambling on about friendship and such things when we have other things to take care of. So I will convene the council and let them know of our meeting. I'm sure, well, trust me, they are all most eager to begin moving this process forward, Laureate. So we will be very, very keen on seeing what you have to show us. And they will be requesting a meeting with you and a demonstration post haste. So I would not advise going too far. It's they are most anxious. I'm sure you understand, to get started. So, but in the meantime, do let me know if there's anything I can do for any of you, of course.
We certainly will. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. All right. Well, unfortunately, this is not the only appointment I have this afternoon. So, as lovely as it has been to see you all, and again, I am very gratified to see you all whole and in one piece after the events of the past couple of days, come to think of it. There's comes first the Starlight, and now this whole business. What do you think those detestable chasers are going to do next? I wonder.
A pure supposition, but infighting until they have the next grinder.
Oh, maybe something worse. Oof. From what I heard, he was bad enough. That whole nonsense with his chemicals and his potions and other things and such. I heard he was actually the one who set the bridge on fire. It wasn't anything. It wasn't your magician here himself. Not at all. It was some sort of bomb that the grinder had employed to try and burn you down, I suppose, if that is true. So, even more gratified that all of you came through that unscathed. All right. Well, my foot person will happily show you out. It has been a great pleasure to see all of you, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you much, Lady Makia.
Always.
Stand up, give an appropriate bow, kind of gesture to everybody to do the same. At least get up and do however they say goodbye.
I do the same. It is full now.
And then follow the foot person out because,
Yep, exactly. All right. Yep, there you go. Out.
So, John, I need to know logistics of where things are. Lady Amakia's house in comparison to where the Order is and where the Veneer household is.
Well, she's up at the highest promontory of Adriel, in the she's like near the Sun Chamber. Let's put it
Yeah,
that
so
way.
we're really close to the military order.
So we
Yeah,
should-
you're fairly, yes, that's true. It's very, it's an easy 5-10 minute ride even during the
Right.
midday.
All right.
And then that's about 30 to 45 minutes away from your place, depending on traffic.
Okay. I am uncomfortable carrying all this money, but all right. I guess we'll go to the Order.
Your carriage has a small lockbox to hold things like that. So,
Well, then we'll do that, and
Yeah.
I will be like, if at some point you have to go, make sure that you get this back to my sister.
we'll guard it with our lives, lady. All right, so off to the Order.
Once everybody's in the carriage, I'm like,
Mhm.
all good.
Yeah.
One thing does bother me with Lady Makia, which you and I will have to talk at some point, but like I told you, she asked me to keep an eye on the Veneer household, and she's never asked me to report in. So whatever she's looking for, she's still, I don't know.
I don't know, but we need to go stop by the Order.
Yes, our money for trifle.
Or- You can spend your portion on trifle if you like, but I suggest that we go elsewhere that's less expensive.
Is it
Because
gonna be
It was
fun?
really good trifle.
Besides, you've been there already.
That's true. We could try
You have to
something
try
new.
new. So let's go to the Order first.
Let's
Um,
do it.
And
Okay.
we have to ask all those questions. All right.
I'm sorry, what?
We'll have to go answer all his questions.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, the Order is actually a very short carriage ride over, and you do that, and their people apparently seem to have been told to wait for you to arrive. So, because you're immediately brought in.
Oh, that's always a joy.
Oh.
Already waiting for us.
And you're brought to what is Bannock's office, which actually now is Rhea's office that he has either been assigned or commandeered, or you're not sure which.
Right.
But as acting admiral, this is what's going on. So he's like, yeah, and you're shown in. Again, it's all of you, obviously. And he says, he's behind the desk, and he says, I thank you for coming in, first of all. I actually had some follow-up on the Starlight Commons stuff too, if you don't mind, since it's relatively fresh in your minds. This is not an interrogation. It's I'm not going to divide you all up. It's just more of a questioning.
Yes.
And basically what he has is all of you recount. I'm not going to go into the whole thing because we'd be here for like another hour. Just basically has all of you account where you were, arrival, and then where you were when the incident actually occurred in the square, and then kind of what you did to help dispatch, et cetera. Now, is there anything that people decide to leave out of this report as you're giving it?
No, I give full details of what I remember.
Yeah, not me. I give full details.
Okay.
You got nothing to hide.
Including the people I thought where the monsters came from,
Right.
Direction, things like that. If he needs more details, try to give as much as I can.
Okay. Everest?
I don't think he'd be leaving anything out. I was just trying to think if there's possibly anything that, other than he was actively avoiding going up on the stage because of Ixis. I think that is something that would not be mentioned. But in terms of the creatures, I don't think he would leave anything out.
So I just want to make sure you're going to tell him that the whole non-magic working business.
That would be mentioned. I think it would be
Okay.
slightly concerning on multiple levels.
Indeed, exactly. Yes, that's one of the biggest takeaways that he gets out of that, and yeah, he actually,
I'm like, oh, did you tell us about that?
I believe I did. Yeah.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
pretty sure. Yeah, exactly. He
Oh,
actually-
that's right, because you were thinking it was either Ixis or Moma. Or
Right.
Lady
Nakia.
Makia, which is
Makia.
also why just like that last little bit ago, which is why he was like, "Is this spell gonna go off? Let's see." And that's why he did that,
Mhm.
was to test whether or not there was some sort of
Anti-magic something, exactly. Indeed. Excuse me. Yeah, so it actually brings in someone to take notes of your conversation. So that takes a bit. And yeah, he says, well, I really appreciate the detail and your taking the time to do this. This will be very important. This will go into our report as well.
May I ask why you're making us recant this again? Has something come up?
I find, well, to be honest, I find it's easier to elicit more detailed information when you're not seated in front of the Council of Nobles at the Sun Chamber. Just kind of shrugs. Is like, I mean, granted, this is not. I mean, the office is comfortable, but it's not great. But you don't have 200 pairs of eyes staring at you. And already, I can see that. And I'm not saying you were trying to hide anything from the council either. What I'm saying is we already have in a more, well, as relaxed as the military order can provide, in a more relaxed setting, you've already elicited more details that either you glossed over in order to answer the questions to the council, or perhaps didn't simply remember at the time. So that's why. But, and again, if you want a copy of these for yourself, I'll be happy to make one up for you. It's public record, but it's going to be fairly soon.
I wouldn't
Because
mind
people need
if
to
the
know-
complete report is done, you'd be able to give us access just in case there's any information that we need to know.
Well, certain aspects of this, of course, have to remain order only until we are able to wrap this up and confirm there are no other of those things
Of course, but if there's
infiltrating our order.
if there's any information that may affect us directly, then I think it's probably
Well,
fair for us to.
Of course, you'd be
Listen.
informed. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
I would not withhold that kind of information from citizens of Adriel unless for some mysterious reason it was in the city's best interest. But this is a problem that all of us need to be aware of and fighting every day. All right. Now, moving on to this incident at the Hacksaw, I have the guards report, which is spotty because they were busy fighting off one of those berserker crazy warriors of theirs. So if you would be so kind, let's run through it again. From the time that you learned the children were taken, and we'll just go through it from the top. And again, I won't recount the whole thing because people can go back and watch the stream. So again, is there anything that you guys can think of that you would not tell or leave out, or for any reason?
Not for me, at least.
I mean, other than the inter-party squabbling, probably. Although maybe Momo might mention that. I don't know.
No, but I would go into great detail into the crunching of various people.
Especially
would-
Grinder.
Yeah, I would I was so surprised he died so quickly. Like, Everest used his magic, and there he was after Laureate had held him, and Savoy was holding her own, and I just whacked him twice, and he was like dead. And then there was this other guy who just like his head exploded. Like, you don't expect that every day. I think I still have one of his eyeballs over at Savoy's house. I mean, that's just
I'm
so
sure it's
messy.
been cleaned up
Please
by
tell me you
now.
do hand motions the entire time.
It's like, and she's still working through it. Like, it's just the head. It just crushed. Like, it's like, was he actually? Did he have a skull? I don't even know. Like, it's just, yeah. Then it's gonna be like a high degree of detail, mostly with the thwacking. Like, the thwacking was something that she enjoyed a lot.
It kind of looks at you by the end of it. It's so you're comfortable confirming that he was dead when you left the body.
Oh, his head, like, it like collapsed. And do you want me to describe to you how I think the vertebrae might have actually fallen one on top of the other? Like,
I don't think that level of detail is truly necessary. I just need someone to confirm our
Yes.
officers' reports that yes, indeed, Grinder was killed even before the bridge fell into the
I
Into
was
the
fell before
Azure
the bridge
with
fell.
him still on
Yeah.
it. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I
correct.
thought he fell before the bridge fell.
Oh,
So-
he died. He was dead. He was like
Yeah.
he was
There was
beside
not
me.
much left.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember once a mast broke on one of the ships. It was a funny story, but you're not interested in that one. But the crunching, the snapping sound that it make was not unlike the head collapsing and crunching. It was not unlike it at all.
Okay. It's kind of the stenographer looks over and be like, you don't need to put that in. So, however, as you and this confirms the report that we got, as your party was responsible for, we're going to say, eliminating this grinder character. Therefore, the posted reward that has been out for him is indeed yours to claim, and we are the order is very pleased to be able to deliver it and to know that this individual is off our streets now and will not be bothering the good citizens of Adriel any further. So, how do you wish that delivered? By the way, I mean, we can do coin, or we can draw a draft on the bank of the city if you wish. It's a lot of money to carry around. I'm just mentioning.
Mine will be going to my family.
Is it? I mean, the pool is for you to divide as you see fit, or are we
There's 4 ways.
drafting individuals? Is that 4 ways? You're all in agreement?
Yeah, but I think you could get it delivered to the Veneer family, and then we'll just sort it from there ourselves. It might be easier.
Lady, is that acceptable?
That is fine.
Okay.
Or if you have it on hand, we can add it to what we have and just simply go home with an escort. Not required.
I think we can arrange that. Yes, a fairly sizable escort to make sure no one feels like trying anything. Yeah, if you're more comfortable that way, we can have that delivered by the time we're done here.
Yes, that will do.
Okay.
Boy, my sister's gonna be happy with me.
And ask some questions. Questions to Everest and to Laurie both, since you are magic users, as to whether you have any knowledge of that kind of magic. Anyone ever seen that kind of creature before? In case they were like sprung on because you were there, like they were, sprung on you because for some reason you were at the Hacksaw or at the Commons or whatever. It kind of goes a little bit back to the start, because the report for the Hacksaw is pretty straightforward. So he touches base on a few follow-up questions he had about the Starlight Commons, but nothing really all that in depth or anything. It's like, all right. He says, I think I have enough for now. There may be some follow-up.
Yeah, the only thing I say is
for
just check in with the Academy's arcane research and
now. No,
development.
we already pretty much have them on call. The moment they have anything worth reporting, they're supposed to deliver it to us. So that's probably going to take a bit of time, though. I mean, it is their top priority, but even so, these things are unknown as far there. We cannot find a single person in the Academy at all who has any knowledge of either previously seeing them, or they're currently combing their library to see if there's any mention of them. So far, we've come up completely empty. It would appear this is a new thing, creature, beast, whatever you want to call it, which is troublesome. I mean, they do appear from time to time, but singles, maybe, one-offs from the miasma. The fact that there were 3 of them is not good. It's not good at all. So, which
Especially
means
since
there's
they were
possibly more.
They were normal people as well. That's
Well, yes.
most
So
disconcerting to me.
the disguise aspect of them is, of course, most disturbing. And we certainly, these things start popping up in the populace of Adriel, we will have a panic. So, I mean, I don't want to say I hope it's confined only to the Order, but that would make certain things much easier.
If I may ask, how is Admiral Rhea handling things right now?
It's been so long since she's been a citizen. I think she's taking some well-deserved time off.
That's a smart move. People should do that after they go through something major. They should just
We'll
take a
get
step
there.
back.
We will get there. I promise.
I'm not even sitting. I'm just like leaning, arms crossed against the back of the room, like.
If Laureate's tavern burns down tonight, it's because she was cooking.
All right.
Not Laureate, Mama.
Yes.
It's gonna be great.
If you see her, can you please let her know? I just want to have a talk with her whenever,
I mean,
as citizens.
She's not under house arrest or anything, is she?
No. Suspension is not. It's not like she brought those things into the Starlight Commons.
So if we
The,
invite her to come out drinking tonight.
Well, I don't know where she lives, so I only know that she works here.
Yeah, I don't know.
The officers, it's not common knowledge for many reasons. Yes.
That makes sense.
Well, if you could drop the note of where we're going to be tonight and welcome drinking. We're planning to drink and eat and hopefully not burn down a tavern.
Okay. I think we can get her the message. Might be actually. I mean, obviously he respects Rhea very much. It's like, it might be good for her to kind of, take it easy for an evening. No guarantees, but if you give us the address, we'll pass it along.
I kind of nod to Laureate, if you're willing.
I'm happy. I need to get something off my chest and tell her something.
Okay.
Great.
All right. So, yes, payment is been arranged. Actually, it'll be carried in their carriage, which is a heavily armored affair.
Certainly.
So, but they'll also escort you back over too. So.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. So you're heading back to the house first.
Yes, we are, because I am handing money over to my sister. I am not carrying that down to the tavern where it can get stolen.
I back that play.
I'm like, and anybody, however much you want to leave at the house, it'll be safe at the house. You can have some on you. You can have it all on you. I don't care. It just up to you.
I'll probably have to take it all because I have no money. I gave it all to the family, and they're off on a ship for a week, so I'm gonna need all that for now, and I'll probably stash some away somewhere when we get.
I'm gonna give 200 of mine to my sister and be like, this kind of help with household expenses.
So I assume we head back and we split the 250 each type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, no one's gonna mess with an entire platoon, basically, of military order soldiers, going through the streets. So get that back. And so I apologize, Mama, but I'm afraid I think we're gonna stop it right there.
But that means next time we get to go out and party.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the
Party.
We're gonna be heading towards the tavern, and we're gonna get attacked by all the people who liked Grinder.
Or they're gonna attack us while we're drinking. One or the other.
Which is a bad idea when Mama's around, so...
It's gonna be great either way. We got this. It's gonna be great.
That's right. All right. Well, progress was made. Once again, appointments, and more appointments, but,
Yeah, but now tomorrow's next time we're at the appointment to party.
Yes, exactly. You're going to head right into the evening, and it's going to be crazy cooking and all sorts of fun. Yes, that's true.
Cooking experiments.
We're going to call this a night off.
Admiral Rhea fight. That woman can fight. So if we get into a fight, it would be good to have her on our side.
Yeah, she knows which end of the sword to poke into the person. Yes, exactly.
But more importantly, she needs time to relax with friends. What do I keep having to tell everyone?
Soon, very soon. Soon enough.
Yes.
Soon enough. Yes, exactly. All right. Well, this has been fun though. Regardless, it was a good time. So yeah, we could have gotten to it if we had started more on time, but alas,
life happened.
All good.
Yep. Well, it looks like I got to cancel the first thing of that issue, so that's taken care of, and the second one's supposed to be processing. So hopefully, and by the way, if you cancel one of those things, it's you're in quarantine. You're in the jail for a year. It's not a month like I thought, but they're relaxing the stricture on that. They said, well, we're just gonna let it go, and I'm like, okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I gotta time those a little better to not make sure it doesn't happen. That would not be good for my schedule at all. That's true.
Nope.
Bad, very bad. So, but they gave me the mulligan. I didn't even have to mention it, so it should be all good. Yes. So that's gonna be day 27, a new day, and indeed it is. And I think maybe day 28 is going to be a day off or a night off. So
Supposedly.
Kick back and relax. So yes.
Just sit back, relax, drink, and just sort of chill for a little bit.
Indeed.
Mama's gonna try though.
Yeah, well, she's been pushing. Apparently, she's got a new quest. So Marie, what did you think of the session today? And Mama was still able to eat her way across the city. So there's that.
Yes,
You know?
yes. It was enjoyable. It was different than the giant blood fest from last time, blood and dying fest. And yeah, no, it was good to just to have the character dynamics kind of settle into this kind way where we're all kind of working with each other, supporting each other. We don't necessarily have all the same ideas. Like we should be partying, people, but it's very supportive. Like it felt like what happened pre-battle, during the battle, and now post-battle has all kind of merged us together, which is good.
Yes.
I
Yes,
enjoyed
exactly.
that.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. So good. Good. All right. Where can the people find you or your work?
I am on Twitter, just my name. Same with Facebook. I'm also on Instagram, Glitterbomb and my website, mariebilodeau.com. You can find my books everywhere they sell ebooks or print books, and enjoy.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Saad, no one was severely injured or hurt in any way,
Nope.
shape, or form in
And
the
we had-
session tonight. So
We had one minor technical difficulty, and that's it. It was such a good stream.
Exactly. So
Can't
other than
believe it.
technical stuff, which we'll just wave
Yeah.
away, how do you think the session went tonight?
I loved it. And yes, Laureate's slowly going to be hopefully getting better. It's just going to be a slow process, but
Getting
mean,
by with a little help from her friends, but it's good to
yeah.
see her a little bit more vulnerable. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, obviously.
No, but there is a lot that she has to deal with and sort out now. That it's going to be interesting, especially with all the stuff she's now agreed to do. That's even more.
That's it's going to be interesting. Is certainly one way to put it. Absolutely. So yeah, great work as always. Yeah, I really like that she's coming to terms with some things, but it's going to be a process. So good stuff. Very good stuff.
But other than that, let's see, twitch.tv/slot_, where I randomly stream there. Check it out. Don't forget this weekend.
Alternate Mondays. Yep.
Yeah, alternate this weekend. IAB, I believe. Yeah.
To 20. Yes. Oh
yes.
my God, is it already? Yes, it is.
I can't believe it. It's so fast. And then
I
in
get it,
between
it takes
Emberwind
forever.
is when I do adventures. Was it the Gromnier's Guide to Sword Coast Legends? A Grumbler's Guide. Sorry, I should probably say.
A Grumbler's Guide.
A Grumbler's
yes,
Guide. It's
actually.
very
I
important
have
to say that.
I have to tune in sometime when you're actually
And check
playing
that out.
it and not doing other stuff.
Yeah, even just have it on the background. That's what you do. That's what
It was
everyone
fun.
does.
I still enjoyed it. It was a good time. Yeah, people should check that out. And that game looks really cool too.
It's surprisingly pretty good.
Yeah.
I've had a few minor glitches, but like other than that, it's been good. It's definitely doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel exactly D&D like. That's the only problem with it. Like it's because it chops and changes a lot of the mechanics of D&D to make it fit more of an action style game. Which pros and cons, and it works, but it doesn't work at some spots, But overall, it's a worth it game if you can get your hands on it, because now you can't actually buy it. So
right, you have to go find it.
yeah.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you for everything, sir. Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
As always. Jen. So well, you're richer for the experience. So there you go.
I'm way richer. My sister's been paid. I've paid for some of the stuff, so I'm getting back into Shannon's good graces.
Earning your keep, exactly.
Yes, I am.
This
Since I'm
seems
not
like the-
currently, teaching rich kids music and stuff.
That's true. That's true.
But it's only been like a month in game time.
Roughly, yeah.
Been a hell of a month.
We should probably at one point we should try to track those days and see exactly how much time has gone by since the Skies of Axia adventure. That is a good question.
Yes. Just since we're up to 27.
27. We usually get through like almost a day. Yeah, about a month. We usually get through like a day or so ish.
Yeah.
Per session, roughly. So yeah. Well, it's a good time. So, and of course, I put the link back up for people who can grab your new stuff. Lots of stuff coming out this month. Yeah, stuff.
Novella is already out, and you can get it right now. And my BattleTech novel is now up for pre-order, and you can get that. And if you haven't read Iron Dawn, there is a link to
oh, for God's sake.
I don't know what that one is.
Oh wait, that's Iron Dawn. Right. Okay, yeah.
Iron Dawn. Ghost Hour's the one that's coming out on Friday. Last Friday was A Kiss to Die For.
Correct.
So
Correct.
all the books that were, it's the publishing business. It's what happens.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
And since I'm not making it to any convention, buying books supports me. Thank you.
Indeed. And supports,
but I had a
supports
good
me as
time.
well on the side. So
I'm actually really, really weirded out with Everest becoming the almost like not. I don't know. It's not that he's trying to become the favorite child, but it almost like it feels like he is. He's like, I see how she's yelling at Laureate. I don't want to be yelled at.
well, I think he's just, obviously Everest has unsuspected depths in adapting to the scenario, the situation he's in. So yeah, but Brahms, why don't you talk about Everest's evolution, so to speak?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that the character, like after the whole incident of being tortured and taken away from everybody for that period of time, had some serious thoughts to consider regarding one, his place in the world, what's actually and then what's actually important to himself and everyone else around him, and then also consequences versus your actions. And the problem is if you're going to do something as rash as running off and storming off in the middle of I think we were at a dinner
Nope.
invitation. Was it with Maddox? I can't recall.
No, it was with my sister, my family.
Okay, it was just
with the Lady Nokia.
And yeah, exactly. And I mean, in which case, so this happens, and then all of a sudden, you're whisked away and tortured and severely harmed. It's going to change anybody in that situation, for better or worse. And I mean, in that case, he's come out on top, and now it's a question of what can he do to help Laureate make her come to an understanding of what she needs to do to get past whatever trauma she's been through.
Yep, exactly. So he's using it as a learning experience and moving forward in that regard, which is really, unforeseen side effect. But I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So that's working out, I think, very well for his rashness and learning from it. So good stuff. All good stuff. And where can people find you on the interwebs, sir?
You can find me on Twitter on Leppy83. I'll be tweeting about D&D stuff, nerdy stuff all the time. And then, you'll find me here every other week doing this Emberwind thing for now. Always looking into new tabletop things, and also considering not Lex Arcana right now, because the person who's doing that is kind of, again, fell off the map. So that's.
You were having the darndest luck with that game.
Yeah, I will forever hold the dream aflame. However, it will never materialize. I'm looking at other ones. I got to talk to Greg because there was one I was hopeful that he would take a look at, but I don't know where he's at in his ability to take a look at anything else right now, given how much the channel's doing, given the current circumstances. So
right. All right, sir. Well, appreciate it, and appreciate your fine play and work here, all of you. Ember Cruise you guys are doing fantastic, and I hope the stream's enjoying it as well. I'm having a blast doing this and seeing what trouble you guys get yourselves into, because it's all you.
We're having lots of fun.
Balls and strikes. So this is interesting, and looking forward to seeing where you guys are going to go next. So that is going to do it for us, folks. For John Helfers, myself, the Ember crew, Brahms, Saad, Marie, and Jen, will say until next time. Have a good evening.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
everybody. How you going? Oh, the Zoom call finished. Oh, everyone had to go. John had some work dramas he had to deal with. I think. I don't know. Didn't get told. But so when you're dealing with everything, how everything's going, how everyone has to be online. It's really hard. All right, so we're gonna host someone. Let's have a look. Who we are going to host? Ooh. Got a couple choices here. But I'll check as well Arvs, because Arv loves to host No Quarters going, and I think he's still Cowboy. John, I always forget his name. He's going, but I think we'll do No Quarter. He's doing No 2. That's it. Just make sure that. Johnny. So what do you want, guys? Last of Us, the first game, or Neo 2? I mean, they're both quality. I'll flip a coin. Here we go. I'm going to do a dice roll. Here, I'll actually show you guys. No, actually, I won't show you. I'm just going to dice roll odds or evens. Odds for Fiesta Cavalry, or evens for No Quarter. Roll a d20. It is evens. Got a 10. Yep, I rolled the die, so it's No Quarter. We're going to host No Quarter, guys. Awesome guy. Check him out. He's playing Neo 2. This is a very good sort of Souls-like game. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Don't forget all the usual schedule stuff. Go check arvaneleron.com for schedule. I think there's a command for it. Schedule. Website. It's one of those, isn't it? Yeah. It's one of those links. And check, don't forget IAB, all the standard stuff, IAB. Let's have a quick rush through. So we got Middle Earth tomorrow, Pen and Pixels. Then on Friday we've got the War of Burning Sky. It's a new campaign going on this channel. As well as SP Genesis, then Strahd, and then next week we've got Speculate, Patreon Game of the Month, and then Pen and Pixels, and my show as well. All that stuff. Nice. Here we go. Let's go raid No Quarter. You know how to do all the raid stuff? If you don't know, basically just say the Argonauts have landed and then spam emotes. Or just make up something creative, Trying to make it, oh no, Shattered Mage. Pressure. You can do it. I have all faith in you. So yeah guys, thank you for watching. And I'm reading out. Goodbye.